So Amazon Prime Fly Time, whatever the fuck it is, has the drone thing now where they'll drop packages off. Prime Air.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I'm going to get a gun. I'm going to look for the drones. I'm going to shoot them down and take people's stuff. I'm just going to shoot them down. I'm going to blow them up. I'm going to take the drone too. It's probably pretty cool.
So,
I'll take all the pieces of the drone.
What they're going to do is make it a felony to do that.
So I'll hide in the woods. I'll shoot it. I'll wear all black.
Just
and I'm going to
live on the edge of the world.
I'm going to steal someone's Sex and the City DVD box set. I'm just going to blow.
You already have the whole box set, Greg. Hey everyone, you're listening to another way around the AwayCast. I'm here with my pal, Gregg Andrew Della Rocca.
How you doing, everybody? It's me, Gregg Andrew Della Rocca, on the show today.
This is John Azzalona speaking, your host, here with Josh Hinkey, live from Chicago.
What up, yo?
Oh, hello there.
What up, yo?
Everyone's in good spirits. I like this a lot. It's going to be a good show, everyone.
It's going to be a good one.
It's going to be a good show. We have a lot to talk about. We just passed Thanksgiving, guys. Did y'all have a good one? All right, Blues Clues is here.
Oh, that was a turkey.
Oh, you got to work on your turkey call.
That was a terrible turkey. I won't do that again.
That's a turkey. Don't turkeys sound like that?
Turkey from hell.
Oh, man. So everyone had Thanksgiving. Everyone had a good time, I hope.
Yeah. It was great.
It was great. We also, let's just do a quick cap. We're going to talk about Thanksgiving today. Mm-hmm. We're also going to talk about the Xbox One launch.
Xbox One.
Thanks for calling in Xbox. This is Max. I'm glad that guy's, I hope he's not around anymore for support.
I hope he still has his job.
That'd be kind of neat.
Yeah.
We also got a whole bunch of games from that launch lineup. We also had our Extra Life 24-hour game binge at the Johnny Azzalona apartment.
John Azzalona Theater.
At the theater. It was a hit. It was a hit.
It was a smash.
It was a monster smash.
Monster.
So we did that on the, what day did we do that on?
That was on Saturday.
So we did that on Saturday, and we had a really good time. So we'll touch on that a little, and that's it. So Josh, let's start with you, dude. How was Thanksgiving for you?
Thanksgiving is my favorite fucking holiday. I love Thanksgiving
because you get to sit and drink and watch football, right?
Actually, so are you ready to get your minds blown?
Yeah.
Nope. Okay. Put a stocking cap over your head so that when your brains explode, they go somewhere contained.
So I'll put a stocking cap over my head so I go to sleep.
Okay, so not only do I watch football, do we eat. Like, I have a Thanksgiving tradition checklist that I just go through.
Wow.
And in the middle of that Thanksgiving checklist, in between Thanksgiving dinner and watching Love Actually, I actually play Thanksgiving football. I play football.
Oh, you did like the traditional Wedding Crashers, get up and go and play some football.
How'd that
go?
And
it was 12 out of shape people wheezing all over that field.
Did you play touch or flag or full contact?
We got flags. We played legitimate flag football.
All right.
I think that's kind of weak. I think when you play with your family on the home field, you should tackle each other. I think there should be some tackling.
You think that people should get hurt?
We have orphan Thanksgiving, so I don't go home. We just do it here in Chicago.
Oh.
So it's just a bunch of friends who come over, and it started as tackle. When I first began this tradition, it was tackle football. And over the years, it has been a miracle that we're just like getting from point A to point B. If we get tackled to the ground, the game's over.
I think I saw on Facebook people called it Friendsgiving.
Yeah, that I've heard that also.
We've never used that. That sounds dumb.
Hashtag Friendsgiving. Hi,
that
pass the potatoes, friend.
No. Orphan Thanksgiving is the traditional name. That's what it should be.
So how'd you do? Did you score a touchdown?
Yeah, I did. I ran one in it's so funny to watch me run because I'm surprisingly agile, but I'm not very fast. So I can make people miss, and then I kind of slowly, gelatinously sleaze my way down the field.
Gelatinously.
Just every play end with like a and then, I play quarterback. I don't run a lot.
So your lateral movement game is good. Is that playing a lot of DDR, or what's that from?
I don't know what that's from. Probably just from like always being scared that whatever's to my left or right is going to kill me.
Well, no, that's the person playing against you.
Yeah, I know, but if you think they're going to kill you, you're going to move faster.
Yeah, so you got a touchdown, couple points. Did you win any trophies?
No, we play for pride.
Oh, and how was your pride when that was all over?
It was good. It was decent. Every year after, so then the hilarious after effect of Thanksgiving football is the next day when you see your friends again, and everyone literally moves like they're in a nursing home, or they're just like, oh, ow, ow, and like it takes 15 minutes to get up off of a couch. That's the hilarious part.
Well, did anybody spill any blood? Was it pain? Because I feel like every time that happens, there's always that one time where one guy takes it a little too far.
With the family thing, though, it's never a blood spill. Usually someone like pulls a muscle, or they step on a finger, or they bruise a toe.
Finger jam is no
finger
good.
jam is the main injury at home football games.
Yeah.
Friend of the podcast, Tyler Woods, injures himself every year. Every year he like literally leaves the field like limping, like dragging a leg behind him to get home.
How did he do?
He hurt himself again this year. And he does that thing where he like hurts himself, he falls over and he grimaces, and like he gets up and you're like, Are you okay? Should we stop? And he just like shrugs it off and keeps going.
Oh, okay. So it's not like soccer. He's not trying to get like 10 yards on you real quick.
No. Like he'll get himself legitimately hurt and then just kind of play through it. And every year his body kind of rallies to the cause. One of these years he'll just break on the field, and we'll then have to make up what we do after that.
Tyler's a weekend warrior.
Yeah.
Good on you, Ty. I hope you're doing all right. Ice that injury.
And so aside from that, we also had one person who looked at me. He got tackled by a friend. Like two of our like, you know, acquaintances who are best friends tackled each other at one point. And then like his friend came back and looked at me. He's like, I'm gonna fucking kill that guy next time.
Oh no.
I was like, all right.
Did
I
you
couldn't
guys
help myself. I encouraged him. I was like, do it, man. Take him down.
Did you guys use acid indigestion tablets for intimidation?
Oh, no, we should have.
Yeah.
We did run the annexation of Puerto Rico, though.
Oh, little giants.
Oh, the power eye. Icebox, Ice Chest, Spike, Rick Moranis, Ed O'Neill.
Moranis' last film.
Kevin O'Shea Chevrolet. I knew you'd see it my way. Greg.
Yes.
How was your Thanksgiving?
Well,
you went on a little trip.
I went on a little vacation. I went to...
Let me guess. Hold on. You went to Aruba. You went to California. You went to someplace...
Keep going. You're going to get it. Keep going.
Someplace tropical.
Keep going.
Okay. A very beautiful scenery.
Ohio.
All right.
How's Ohio this time of year?
Oh, it's beautiful. You can smell the meth in the air.
Are the trees dead?
The trees are beautiful. I mean, Ohio's a beautiful place. The people, not so much.
Ricky's here.
I'm generalizing, though. No, I like Ohio. I spent some time there a while ago, and I decided to go back for Thanksgiving with my roommate here, Ricky, to see his family, and I ended up having a really good time. So
that's no details.
We did a lot of fun stuff.
You went to a cool diner. I like that video of the diner.
Yeah, we went to this Steel Trolley Diner at 2:00 in the morning on Thanksgiving, and we had a really good time. We also went to the museum in Pittsburgh, the Science Museum, and I got to walk through a submarine. And what else? Rick, what else did we do? Oh, we went to IKEA. What's that? Yeah, IKEA and the
Furniture
mall.
Museum of IKEA.
Yeah, we went to
right?
the Furniture Museum of IKEA. I don't know. We just did a bunch of fun stuff, and I had a good time.
How's that bus ride, though?
Bus ride is not fun.
8 hours, right?
Going there, it was 6.5 hours on a Greyhound, and it was very uncomfortable. And the whole time, our bus driver was Gustavo from Breaking Bad. It was him, perfectly him. Looked like him, sounded like him. It was him. Anyway, we were sitting up front, right by the glass. And I have terrible anxiety. I'm very paranoid. So I couldn't sleep the whole night because I was paying attention to the driver the whole time, making sure he wasn't falling asleep. Because if he falls asleep, I'm definitely dead. No one else is dead. Me and Ricky, because we're right in front of the windshield. And he was like using one hand. He was switching lanes without a blinker. So I was freaking out for a little while. Yeah, he looked tired.
You need a sleep aid.
Yeah, he was looking pretty sleepy, that guy. And then coming home wasn't that bad. We got a different. We took the What's it called, Rick? The bus we took coming home. Megabus.
Whoa.
Oh, I've taken the Megabus.
Yeah, we took the Megabus.
Does it transform
No.
from like a bus into a giant?
It's more comfortable though. They advertise having Wi-Fi on all of these buses. The Greyhound had Wi-Fi. They block any website that you would use Wi-Fi on. Netflix is blocked.
You can only go on Greyhound.com.
Pretty much. And then the bus coming home didn't have any Wi-Fi, but it didn't matter. The seats were much more comfortable.
Did they show like a crappy VHS movie on the TVs?
Yeah, they showed Fern Gully 2.
Are you serious?
Did they really?
No.
Oh, that would be.
Oh,
that
would have been
excited for that.
Yeah.
Like someone recorded it from pay-per-view in 1990.
Yeah,
like
little
blurry lines
there's
everywhere.
little like random spots of like a cage match from like a WWF match.
Or it'd be great if it was like actually like taken from a theater, like it's like shaky cam and like someone gets up in the middle of it and walks across.
Yeah, because a lot of people were waiting for that Fern Gully 2 rip from the theater
with camcorders.
Yo, you got that Fern Gully 2? Sounds fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was nice. John, how was your Thanksgiving?
Wow, Greg, thanks for the segue. Mine was very good. Kate had to work, actually, Thanksgiving on Thursday and Friday, which kind of crappy, not spending Thanksgiving with friends and family. But I ended up going home to my parents' house. They hosted, had a lot of good foods, various items that were tasty and delicious, had some beers. I have to say my favorite food was the sweet potato pie this year.
Who made the pie?
That was my my aunt made the sweet potato pie. What she does, her secret. All right, everybody, listen up. Grab your pens and paper and pads.
Are you sure you want to give this out? Is she gonna be upset by this?
I don't know. I think it should be shared by all. But okay, you get the pie crust. You put some yams in there. You have to puree those yams. Put them in there, and then you bake it with honey bunches of oats on top. That's the trick. That's the trick. And it was delicious. I had leftovers for a couple days. Friday, actually, I also went with Mama Dukes, and we actually ventured out to a shopping place for Black Friday. Not kind of like
Green Friday.
Why is it green?
A black party. That's
Black Party?
The Black Friday is insensitive. It's got to be Green Friday.
Is it insensitive to the African American culture?
Correct. That's what's been said. Okay. They're changing it to Green Friday.
What about What about farmers?
Well, forget everything you know about economics. The fact that we say "in the black" has been a saying for 70 years. It is now offensive. We are talking green.
So it is now in the green. You no longer say in the black. You say we're operating in the green.
I don't know.
What do Native Americans think when people are in the red? They're like,
know.
"Whoa, gotta get
out
of the red."
I just read this and I think it's silly. But
yeah,
hey,
we just can't use the color black for anything, or the lack of color there.
Yeah, whoa,
or anything. That's some art school knowledge.
Art school knowledge.
Yeah, the lack of.
All right, go ahead. Sorry. Black Friday, Green Friday deals.
Yeah, got a few little odds and ends, shirts and pantaloons and whatnot. And then Saturday.
You witness any fistfights? Anyone fighting anyone out there?
No.
Anyone being crazy?
I watched a lot of funny YouTube videos of people getting tasered and fighting and stuff over TV.
Yeah, this is what I hear.
You know what I heard?
People acting fools.
You know what I heard? That manufacturers of these major companies like Walmart, that they distribute to these outlets like Walmart and stuff, they actually use cheaper parts in their electronics and stuff that they know are going to go out Black Friday so they could meet that cost. What do you think of that?
I think that makes sense. I say don't shop on Black Friday.
Yeah. What about today? Today was Cyber Monday.
Really? I couldn't tell by the 900 emails of the 900 spam emails I got from random places today.
Even lists that I was like, do not send me an email again. They were just like, no, override all systems that block our emails. We're going to send. I was getting stuff from Guitar Center. I was getting like Victoria's Secret. Even though that one I'm still subscribed to. Saturday we went to, Kate and I met up with some friends in the fish market.
The fish district.
The fish district. We went there and we went to this dive bar that sells beers in styrofoam cups. What the hell was the name of it? Jeremy's Ale House. Check that place out. It was good. And then we went to a German restaurant. I had a couple of sausages,
Couple bratwursts.
couple of brats.
The Venus Schnitzel.
The Venus Schnitzel. The best thing I had there, actually the best I've ever had in my life, I had German potato salad. And I know that probably sounds like some kind of crazy sexual act.
No, I've had it at the beer garden. It's delicious.
It was good.
Yeah.
The one I had here was the best I've ever had. I will go back for that potato salad once again.
Very good.
It was a good weekend just for the potato salad. So, and the weekend, oh God. He comes in every episode now, Greg. You got to give him a rest once in a while.
He wants to talk about his Thanksgiving.
Tell him no. He was sitting here.
Sick. He was sick last episode.
He wants to talk about his Thanksgiving.
All right, everybody, let's welcome to the show, Pillow Greg.
Hey, everyone. It's me, Pillow Greg.
Hey, Greg.
Hey, wow. I'm so happy you had me on the show today.
Okay, you sound like you're lagging, Pillow Greg. You taking any pills?
No, actually, I was sick. I just wanted to talk about my Thanksgiving with you.
Okay, that seems like you went down south for something. You came back with an accent.
I always change my voice. I'm not a consistent character model on this show.
All right, Pillow Greg. Well, what's up, man? How was Thanksgiving?
Well, I'm a pillow, so I hung out on a bed, slept a little bit.
Did you and the bed have Thanksgiving? Are you friends with the bed?
Well, the bed doesn't talk, or it's just a bed. I'm the only magical pillow here.
Oh my God,
That's got to be lonely.
I did go out on Green Friday though. I went to Bed Bath and Beyond to see my family.
Greg, what Greg didn't tell you is for Black Friday he went out and he went pillow shopping.
Oh, what?
Oh,
What?
Hey, Greg.
What do you
Why
mean?
don't you talk to Pillow Greg and do two characters right now? Let's see this work out.
What do you mean, Greg? Where'd you go? Well, you're a great pillow, but you have holes in you. I mean, and because of those holes it is why you talk. But at the same time, it's not as comfortable as a new pillow is. I'm still gonna keep you, but I'm Pillow Greg. I'm the only one for you.
Josh, let's let this go for a few minutes.
Look,
Go.
I care about you. I care about you a lot. Like you were my first puppet pillow, and honestly, if you were here on Green Friday when I was here I was gonna go out to dinner with you. You weren't. I wouldn't have gone out and bought more. But I was at Bed Bath and Beyond looking for a girlfriend. Come on, Greg. Pillow's got needs, you know. Well, look, Pillow Greg. How's this? I'll keep the other pillows in the other room, and I'll keep you in here with the same setup that we have. Well, I guess that works for me. I love you, Greg. I love you too, Pillow Greg.
That was a nice reunion. Greg, you and Pillow Greg should sing a song together.
When you find yourself without a pillow, what are you gonna do? Call Pillow Greg.
Greg, drink some water. Pillow Greg, keep singing.
All right. Bye, Pillow Greg. Goodbye.
All right, Pillow Greg, get the hell out of here. So the week before Thanksgiving was actually a really big week. We had the PS4 launch earlier in the month, about a week before, and then
and we talked about that in the most depressing AwayCast that's ever existed.
Yeah, I'm sorry to everyone who's listened to the intro to that podcast, but Greg has gotten a little cheerier since he edited that one together.
I was in a dark place.
It was funny. Like, we went to this Xbox launch and we had a really good time. Actually, Ricky was there with us, my cousin Greg, and Sean.
Sean.
Yeah, we had a good time, and we were running into people who were asking us about the podcast. And we were telling them about it and giving them cards to come check it out. And then Greg was like, oh shit, the first podcast they're going to listen to starts with like a suicide note.
Yeah. I didn't think that one through. I thought it was funny, but then when I listened to it like the day after I did it, I realized it's pretty dark. In fact, none of it is funny at all. There's not even... I thought the way it was mixed was funny, but like maybe one other person will find that funny.
Pillow Greg will find it funny.
Yeah.
And then...
which is still...
He sent it to me and he was like, yo, man, check this out. What do you think of that intro? Let me know when you hear it. And I just... When I messaged him back, I was like, bro... Are you all right, man?
Like the saddest music ever. And then I put this ridiculous reverb on John's laugh at one point, and then I whispered gently into the mic. I was like, AwayCast.
Yeah, it was a really good plug for the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, we went to our Xbox One launch. Actually did the midnight, the whole shebang there. We went to Union Square, New York, So I showed up with Sean at about 7:30 maybe. And Union Square always has a huge event. They had a DJ going. They had announcements. They're giving away 20 Xboxes, among a bunch of other things. They had a photo shoot set up for Call of Duty Ghosts, which, let me not get ahead of myself. I found out that they had like something like 200 extra Xboxes that weren't accounted for. So I gave Gregg a call, and he came down, and he got himself an Xbox.
I wasn't supposed to get one, but I got one.
It was a nice surprise.
And if I didn't get one, this show probably would have been as depressing as the last one, because I'd have absolutely nothing to talk about.
Yeah, I'm glad. Now we'll have contribution from Gregg, which is always welcome on the AwayCast.
Yep.
So he shows up with Ricky, and we were going to go sit down and eat, but we just got some Taco Bell, that fine cuisine Mexican place down in Union Square. And then we came back, and like I said, they had photo shoot set up. They were giving away free pizza even after we ate the Taco Bell. Free sodas. What else were they giving away? T-shirts.
Range Rovers.
Segways. So they were giving away the 20 free Xboxes. We signed up for the raffle. We were trying to try to cheat and take more tickets than we were allowed, but we got a little nervous, because they weren't only giving away Xboxes, they were also giving away like Beats by Dre headphones and other shit. So we were worried they would call our name twice, and they'd be like, "Wait a second, guards," and get him. But it was a really good event. The CEO of GameStop was there, and the president of GameStop were there, doing little speeches and giveaways.
Did they ask you if you wanted to get the power-up card?
Yeah, they were like, "Do you have any returns that we can give you very little money for?" No, they actually seemed like pretty cool guys. They were mingling with everybody, and people were taking pictures with them. So they seemed like they were doing their civil duty and, just having some FaceTime with some actual customers. As much as people hate on GameStop, it seemed like everybody loved having them around. So it was neat. To be honest, the Grand Theft Auto release was like more of a crazy crowd.
There's probably more people at that, right?
No, I wouldn't say more people. Actually, Gregg, there were people. Remember, Gregg was amped up because, there were some carts outside that were giving away free hot dogs and hot chocolate.
Free hot dogs, free hot chocolate.
Only for Xbox One pre-orders. You got a pre-order, and you get yourself a dog and a chocolate.
But they were actually giving them to They were giving them to everyone. They were giving out pizza. They bought like 600 Papa John's pizzas and sodas, and it was wonderful.
Yeah, this is a serious flagship store. Like, they allowed you to hang out inside all night, no locking the door, going in and out. It was like a really... It was really cool, actually.
The GameStop CEO was there, and the president was there. So
were you just listening when I was just talking?
Did you say that? I
was like, I went on for about a minute and a half about how they were cool guys. And,
oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, I got a notification on my phone. I just zoned out.
Oh, that was me texting you. Pay attention.
Don't fire me.
I won't, but you better watch your ass.
All right.
But it was a really cool event. I had some stuff reserved at the Best Buy next door, so we went over there and took care of some stuff there to grab games. On the way out, they actually handed a couple people some free games. I ended up getting Assassin's Creed for free.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he was just like, there was some guy at the door. I don't know who he was. I don't know. He wasn't with the CEO or anything, but he was like, "What games did you get?" As I'm walking out, I'm like, "Oh, who's this weirdo?" He's like, "Do you have this one?" And I'm like, "No." He's like, "Here you go, fella. Here you go. Have a good lunch."
Did you ruffle your hair a little bit? And he's like, "No, get out of here, you little scamp."
Yeah, he smacked me on the butt, and he was like, "Run home, run home."
Do you know what game I got when I was leaving? Anyone?
What?
None. I didn't get a free game. Only John and Sean did.
Yeah.
They can smell his gamer score. They can smell his Xbox lineage at this point.
They can. They can see it. No, I think it was because we got the day one editions.
Yeah, I didn't get a day one edition.
That he was scouting us out. I don't know. They had a box of games that they were throwing around, but overall the crowd and the atmosphere was really fun to be a part of. It seems like GameStop really endorsed the Xbox One over the PlayStation. I'm wondering if there was some kind of
money exchanging hands there.
Yeah, sure, something like that. But it was a huge deal. The big event was happening in Midtown, actually, by the Best Buy Theater, which I didn't see any coverage of, but it was big. They had like these tour buses going around bringing people to that store, and they had those armored trucks. I don't know if anyone saw those online. Those armored trucks driving through the city to drop off those Xboxes up in Midtown. But it was definitely a spectacle to be seen.
It sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, launch events only happen once in a while, and for me getting my PS4 from Amazon, it was, even though I went to a midnight event, it was very it was not a fun time by any means, but definitely having Ricky, Sean, and Gregg there doing, we were being funny. It was funny.
We were being a bunch of jokesters.
Yeah, we were making people laugh. Gregg took to do the Call of Duty photo, which we have, which it's my profile picture on Facebook right now. If you look at it, Gregg took his shirt off and put the
army vest on,
the camo vest on.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's good. So check that photo out. Like it. Do what you got to do with it. And then we went home and Gregg, you didn't hook up when you got home, right?
No, I had work the next morning, so I just went right to sleep.
Yeah, I took off on Friday, so I went home and I really didn't want to play Battlefield, but Sean wanted to play Battlefield, so I got that going. Started installing those discs and played Battlefield for a little while, even though that game is horribly broken right now.
Wait, you played multiplayer the first day?
Tried to. Yeah, we played a little bit.
I still can't get my multiplayer to work.
No, it's a horrendous mess.
I can't even get onto it. It just always says the EA servers will not connect. I can't even get into the matchmaking.
There's a patch incoming apparently, but I texted Josh. I got booted out of the single player 2 days ago.
That's weird.
Yeah,
right.
That whole game is just a fucking mess.
It's a shame because it's so fun. Like it just.
I got through the campaign my first time without any glitches, and it was okay. It was a fine campaign.
It was fine, right?
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah,
I have it for PS4, and I was maybe like 3/4 of my way through the Chinese. The first time you go to China when you got to rescue the hostages.
Yeah.
And I was maybe 3/4 through that, probably even further than that. And the game just froze on me. And that pissed me off. And so I set it aside and I was like, I might come back to you later. I had a friend over who's a huge Battlefield fan for Thanksgiving. And so he booted up. He wanted to play through it. And he got the mission after that. He got about 3/4 of the way through that mission and it crapped out on him. It's I don't know. That game has some problems.
I haven't had any issues single player, but I literally can't even connect multiplayer. I can't even get to it won't even let me into it. It just says that I can't connect to the servers. I'm online. Netflix works, everything works. It just won't let me connect to the EA servers for some reason.
The only time Sean and I have gotten into games together, we're on the other team, and then when the match is over, we get booted out, and it's not even like he wants to play, and I'm like, yeah, I want to play too, but I'm not playing it until everything is fixed. It just makes no sense. And they issued a statement and they offered double XP for this weekend. Like, guys, we're working on it. But why give double XP for something that, like, go ahead and work on it. It's broken. You're gonna get double XP, but it's broken. Like,
my favorite part of Battlefield is playing multiplayer, and I haven't yet been able to play it.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
that's what Battlefield's hallmark is the multiplayer. And to have it be so lackluster. This is also EA, the same publisher, who just had fucking server issues less than a year ago with SimCity.
Right.
Yeah.
That company is just in a fucking place, man.
Yeah, they're in the doghouse right now. So, before jumping into the games, Josh, so far, what's your take on the whole Xbox experience? The home, the screen,
okay, so
pinning,
like the actual using of the Kinect and stuff like that.
Yeah, just the interface, pinning items, how everything works, achievements, shit like that.
That thing is meant to be controlled by your voice. That thing is not very controller friendly.
No, it's like Windows 8. It's just a lot of squares in front of your face at all times. And
and like when I'm trying to find something for the first time, when I'm like, oh, I wonder how I can get to, how do I play my DVD, or how do I, get to this game, or how do I find this app? It is just super, super unfriendly unless you're using the voice. And that's the first thing I did was me and Ty sat down and I was like, all right, let's fucking dick around with this thing. And so, I said Xbox on, it turned on. Like, this is after the thing installed and it signed me in. I will say that, like, the recognition is pretty good. It recognizes you pretty well. It's really funny. Like, Ty will be playing a game or watching TV and I'll walk into the living room and sit down and instantly it'll just bloop, bloop. Hey, Joshua. or vice versa. And that's really cool. But the voice, like, so my other roommate, Ashley, has had a blast watching us yell at the Xbox and sit there and be like, Xbox, watch TV. Xbox, go to NBC. No, I mean, Xbox, watch NBC.
Right.
You know, it's
Xbox,
like
fuck
that.
you. Xbox,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
That's
Those are
what
some of
happens
the-
eventually because what a lot of people, I guess maybe if they haven't gone into this knowing how specific the Xbox needs you to be, they must be getting really frustrated because the list of commands for the Xbox are very precise. You can't say things like Xbox play, play Call of Duty.
It's play disc.
It would be, you can say play disc?
Play disc, yeah, it'll play a disc. It's
Or
like
like-
Xbox play disc.
Or, see, what I was doing to go back to game was like Xbox go to Dead Rising 3.
Oh.
You have to say the full name of the game you want to go to.
Yeah, you could just say Xbox play disc. It'll play the disc. Yeah.
That's a good tip then.
That's also how you can get to your DVDs and whatnot. Because like I had a movie in and I was like, Xbox play movie, and it'll be like play what? And you're like, Xbox play the movie, play the Blu-ray, play the DVD, and you gotta say Xbox play disc. That's how you get it.
It absolutely has a learning curve where you should actually take some time. I know they released a PDF on their site, like here, print this out and get used to this system because it is a really powerful tool if used appropriately. I mean, this Kinect and this voice recognition shit, I think this is what we all expected Kinect 1 to be.
Right.
You know, we thought it was going to be that good, but Kinect 1 was absolutely awful. Now we're at the point where it's pretty good.
It works. It works really. Honestly, I find myself where I can use the controller. I just don't. Like
Right.
I lower the volume of my TV with it. I turn it on, and it lists Xbox on, and it'll turn right on.
Well, so far, my favorite one, especially if I'm holding a controller and playing something where, I'm watching some cutscenes, it's quiet, and then explosions, I say Xbox volume down, and it'll pull if you link it up to your television, it'll lower the TV volume. So that's the most practical use I've found of it so far.
Well, and so Ty has a surround sound system that we have hooked up, and so it won't do that. It'll only control the main TV volume.
Mm-hmm.
I actually went through a crazy swing. Like in the same 12 hours, I went from one of the like best case scenarios with it to one of the worst case scenarios with it. And like we were watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and Ashley really wanted to see Jimmy Fallon and the Muppets. And the like float starts coming down. They start singing, and her mom calls. She like picks up the phone and she starts talking to her mom. And I knew she wanted to see this, and so I didn't know where the controller was. So I just was like, Xbox pause, and instantly it paused, like just right on the money. And then I didn't even need to find a remote. And that's what that's what I want from this. I'm tired of sitting there being like, out of these fucking 4 remotes, which one turns off the goddamn volume? Which one pauses the TV?
You sound like an old man.
That's why I like the mute
Too
function.
many remotes.
I like Xbox mute.
Well, yeah. We'll get into it in a second. But when we were doing our 24-hour thing, we had a bunch of friends over, and they would just shout commands as they walked into the room when I was trying to play. Xbox mute. And
Xbox on.
that's it. Well, your Xbox is probably going to turn on now.
We also had like the worst case scenario, which was maybe you found this out when you were doing your 24-hour game marathon, is that we had a ton of people over for Thanksgiving watching football, and everyone's sitting there screaming at each other, and you will never get that thing to recognize you in that din. Like I was sitting there shouting at it. I was like, Xbox, go to CBS. Xbox, pause. Xbox, just fuck yourself. And
Right.
I just couldn't get anything.
Well, I mean, that's where I think I cut it a little bit of slack. Like it had, there's how would it differentiate your voice as opposed to 10 other people in the room? I mean, maybe that'll be, if you have a lot of people over, that might be the best time to disable Connect.
Well, and the thing, and I hope they can get there, right? Because I mean, they're going to patch the fuck out of this thing. It is only going to get better. We are literally seeing Connect 2.0 of what I hope will grow to be Connect 2.9. But like, that's the time when I want it the most. Like when I'm sitting there, I have people over and I'm like, I don't know where the controller is, or I'm sitting way far away from the center of my entertainment center because we have all these people swapping seats on the couch. That's when I want to be able to say, Xbox, do what I want you to do. Instead of having to tell someone, hey, pick up the remote and hit the rewind button. No, the rewind button. No, you know what?
Not
Just
back,
give it over.
rewind. Right. I think that I've impressed a few people that have first seen the Xbox commands that have come over. So it's something that I think is truly telling of the future of, technology and console gaming. I think they succeeded in a lot of aspects and still have a lot of work to do with it, though. What do you think so far? Have you guys utilized? I've watched some clips. I don't know about Gregg's, but I watched some friends' clips. What do you think about Xbox Record and Upload Studio?
I like that. I haven't dicked around with Upload Studio, but I like when something happened and I thought it was really funny. I was like, Xbox, record that, and it did just instantly.
So one difference between the PS4 and the Xbox is they both have that activity feed that shows what your friends are up to. But I think the Xbox executes it a little bit better. Being that when you go to your friends or like your social page, like your gamer card, what used to be your gamer card, your feed is right there rather than having to drop down into menus like PS4. But like I could look through, and yesterday I saw Gregg was playing, he went from Battlefield to TV to Netflix. And I don't know, it's kind of interesting just to know the social feed without having to dig deeper about it. I don't know, something about it is really appealing to me. I like that. Showing latest achievements, showing when Gregg uploads a clip, I can immediately click on his clip and see what he just did in Battlefield.
Yeah, that's what I do that all the time. Like when I see someone uploads a clip, I just automatically watch it. I'm wondering if you're like playing a game that just came out, and you get to the end of the game, and there's the ending of the game, and you say Xbox record, and you record that last moment of the game.
Yeah,
you're gonna screw everyone over.
Yeah, they should incorporate spoiler tags, because I noticed I played through Rise, finished the game, and that game is full of canned recording. Because so like the game, the system, well, I guess the software, the game tells it to the system to record at specific moments. And Rise is a silly game to record because everyone kind of has the same experience when you play through Rise. There's nothing like no crazy headshot you're going to get or anything, but it recorded like the cutscenes and dropped them into my feed. It's like, whoa, that's the end of the game. There's like a pretty big spoiler there.
Right.
Kind of like what you were just saying. So, I mean, it's going to have its advantages and disadvantages. Just nobody's having sex on it yet. Kind of like the whole PS4 Twitch problem last week.
Yeah, they weren't having sex. They just stripped the girl naked so that everyone else could look at her, because that's classy.
Is that against the rules?
Yeah, Twitch got rid of Playroom immediately. Took it off of their playlist, and they're closely monitoring that shit now because
they're gonna have to.
Yeah, because people figured out how to break it. Wow, big
less
surprise,
than
Internet.
1 week. Less than 1 week for humanity to be too dickish for Twitter or for Twitch.
Yeah, it was. I'm surprised it lasted that long, honestly.
God.
What else besides the UI? I haven't really pinned anything yet. You can pin things and put them to the left side of your dash or your home screen.
I use a lot of apps, so I did a lot of pinning with the apps. But once again, it's still, I just find it so much easier just to intuitively say, go to Netflix, than to like, all right, now go to Netflix over here, done.
Yeah, it seems like they really are steering you to practice your Connect skills and get ready for maybe improvements where this thing is going to be like the end all be all. There will be no controller support for navigating menus or something like that.
You're supposed to be able to control these things with your hands to some degree, right?
I haven't even tried. I mean, you can see times where like if an achievement pops and you put your hands out, you can grab with your hands, like close your fists, because now it can tell if you're closing your hands, and you expand it, like you open something, it'll pop open your achievements menu.
Have you tried that yet?
No, it pops up, and by the time it pops up, I'm not there to do it.
Yeah.
But apparently that's possible. Even though that's kind of silly, I'd rather just hold a button. So yeah, there's some impractical crap with it. But I love the Upload Studio. I tried with one thing. I made a funny clip from Dead Rising with me wearing, it was like a really serious scene. Like I have to go do something really shifty or whatever, and I'm wearing a horse mask, and I put like a weird filter on it, and it was I thought it was funny. There's like a lot of close-ups where the camera wasn't designed with it, and like the horse's snout was right in the camera. You gotta watch it. It's good. Check it out. But overall, good experience. The controller naturally became very comfortable.
Yeah, and isn't it weird if you go back and you pick up the 360 controller now, you're like, oh, this thing's a piece of shit.
Yeah, it feels like...
Yeah, I was playing something on my PC, and I picked it up, and I was like, oh, these triggers feel weird.
Yeah, everything feels so cheap.
At first, I remember, Gregg, when we first tried the one controller, we were like, it kind of feels a little cheap. Like
I thought
the
it felt
triggers
cheap, but now it feels new and nice. And
yeah, and now it feels very comfortable. I mean, the trigger feedback, I'm a little unimpressed with. I thought it'd be a little more precise. Like I've been playing some Forza, and the rumble is neat. I was hoping for, like I said, a little more precision with it, but it's it can't hurt to give people tools to play with. Like if developers can find ways to have fun with this tool set, have it be Kinect or rumble features, or with the PS4 with the touchpad, if you give them stuff to play with, they're going to find ways to make it work. They'll also find ways to make it gimmicky and shitty. But controller's super tight. The battery life on those things are awesome.
mine still hasn't died since I gotten it.
Like
Really?
Yeah.
Mine died within the first 2 days.
Were you
It
using
died.
the charge pack or AA batteries?
AA batteries.
Oh.
See, I was using AA's too, and I've only been through one charge since launch,
strange.
and I've
I
played.
also ran into trouble where, like, if you hit the controller, like, I got frustrated with something and I smacked the side of the
you
controller.
drama queen! What are you doing?
All right. Settle down. I smacked the side of it, and I'm not hard, like, just like, oh, dang it. And the batteries jostled, and it and it was like, your controller's been disconnected.
Well, Josh,
So, like,
don't punch your electronics.
All right, I didn't punch it. I gave it a little love tap.
What game are you playing that you got so frustrated that you love tapped your
Fucking
controller?
Power Star Golf.
Oh,
No one
God.
buy it. No one buy it.
I didn't. I didn't.
Unrecommended.
Well, you bought Power Star Golf and Loco Cycle.
No, I didn't buy Power Star Golf. That was a review, so I got it. I got the code
Oh,
for
okay.
it.
Well, you have it.
Yeah.
What else on the system? Everything's pretty good. I tried Xbox Fitness, which I guess is the only Kinect thing that I've tried up to this point.
You look good,
Are you in
dude.
better shape?
You look
Thanks,
good.
man. Thanks.
Yeah.
I burned about 500 calories.
And then what? You drank
Nice.
a Coke and that was...
Yeah. And then
got
I had a
hurled back.
beer and it was all over. But man, that thing is awesome. I recommend everybody try Xbox Fitness. It is super addictive, which is something that's really good for something that's good for you, right? I tried one of those 10-minute, well, a couple of them actually, 10-minute workouts. And I'm like, 10 minutes, I'll just give this thing a go. After 10 minutes, I was on my couch sweating profusely, like couldn't even breathe. They have some good programs in there that are free with Xbox Live Gold.
Is it, if you live in an apartment, is it discourteous to your downstairs neighbors? That's always my fear with these things.
What you can do is you can go through different exercise programs and find out which ones are and aren't, because
Okay.
the lens on the Kinect picks up a wide area.
Mm-hmm.
So there are parts in these workout sessions where like you are doing push-ups, you are doing crunches and stuff, and it's detecting you and it's telling you like, and being that it tracks muscle tension, it knows like, okay, work your shoulders more. Okay, like do go heavier on those lunges. Okay, pick up your legs more. Like it seems like it's working really well.
Interesting.
I'm hoping that technology, even past Kinect rivals or whatever is happening, that they really utilize that stuff, because it seems the fidelity is there. But it also, my favorite part was that it tracks stats for everyone who's playing like on Xbox Fitness. So you get to a point where you finish an exercise and it compares you to everybody in your age group. And it gives you challenges based on that, and like there's a bunch of unlocks. So guys like me that are into like unlockables and filling out cards, like these stamp cards that they have and stuff, it becomes addictive. And I think that's okay for something that you're actually being productive with. So they have like ones you can buy like P90X, like the fad exercise workouts. But I just tried a bunch of the free ones, and it was fun, man. I totally recommend it.
How much is that?
Free.
Oh, it's free. Good. Cool.
Yeah, it's free for the first year, I think, for Xbox Gold, and then
Awesome.
And then you have to buy the workouts a la carte. But I'm pretty sure the workouts are priced reasonably compared to the actual training DVDs.
Okay.
So it's a cool little for free. Give it a shot, man. Even if you don't have much room, I have to move my couch a little bit, but for the most part, it works.
Never too late to get training for Thanksgiving football 2014.
Exactly, bro.
Ooh, yeah.
Weekend Warriors. And And that's it with the system, I guess. New gamer cards, I guess. There's new...
I got to change my gamer tag.
What did you change it to?
Oh, shit. I didn't even realize.
Yeah, I changed it to...
Greg Andrew.
I changed it to Greg Andrew, which is... I use that for everything. It used to be Chia, it's your boy 3G, which is kind of iconic. And I feel like maybe I've hurt the community by taking it away.
Greg, can I admit something right now? Sure. Ever since you made that gamer tag, I have anxiety when I play with you because it's capital CH lowercase EA.
No. It's
dude.
The word Chia is capitalized CHEA, then lowercase ITS URBOY capital 3.
Dude, how many that stirs my insides.
When we play with other people, everyone be like, "Yo, cheater."
Yo, Chester Bay,
cheater boy, cheetah boy.
And everyone thinks he's 7 years old because his gamer tag looks like some child of the internet.
I just made it my name. Like my Steam name is just Gregg. If you guys want to find me on Steam, GREGG, send me a friend request.
Yep, that's Greg on Steam. Greg.
Somehow I got that.
What do you guys think? This is something that's I like. Being an achievement guy, the challenges. That's something new. Greg,
I haven't attempted any of them, but I had a question about them. I'm trying to remember what my question was. Is it? Oh yeah. So they give you those challenges, and you get achievement points for those.
No achievement points.
Oh, okay.
But if the developer or the person, there's incentives. If you look in the upper right of your challenges, sometimes there'll be a little gift box.
Yeah.
And sometimes
it's going to be like avatar shirts and stuff.
No. Some of it ties to in-game stuff. Like in Dead Rising, if you played Dead Rising on launch week or something, you get the horse mask. If you beat Dead Rising, they give you some kind like.
That's cool. That's pretty cool.
There's in-game rewards. Some of them are dumb. Like there's one in Dead Rising. It's like you unlocked this picture. And you can't use it for anything. Yeah, it's a waste.
Concept art. You can look at it.
Sick. Oh man. And in Forza, you unlock titles. Killer Instinct, you unlock KP, which you use to buy stuff in game.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's neat. I mean, you unlock the picture, it unlocks like an achievement. It just there's no gamer score attached to it, which I like that stuff.
Me too. I think that's better than letting people get a higher gamer score in games. Like that's the point of the game. Like 1,000 gamer score, 1,200 with add-ons, whatever it is.
Right.
That's like what that is. And if you start adding more, then no one has an edge on anybody. Because
I hope people take advantage of this and have unlocks be something that make a comeback because microtransactions are kind of taking away from that.
Sorry. Go ahead. Oh, speaking of gamer scores, you guys, we watched Die Hard a couple nights ago, and as the movie's finishing, like me and my friends are sitting there, and like credits roll, and then you get the little boop, boop, and it does the achievement unlock thing. Have you guys ran into that yet?
What? You got an achievement for watching Die Hard?
Yeah, we got an achievement for watching a movie. Like we also got an achievement. We turned on the NFL app, got an achievement. Like
Netflix. Greg, you have some Netflix achievements. I don't know if you noticed. Yeah.
Am I getting points for them?
No, they're just like, here's an achievement. I know, I wish they'd give you like, here's a free, like...
Give me gamer score. I'll have as good a gamer score as John if I get points for Netflix.
Watch 100 documentaries.
Yeah.
Wait, aren't there points tied to that? I thought there were points tied to that.
I don't think it's points. I think it's just unlockables. Because do you just put 1,000 points into Netflix? Like, where does it stop?
People are just going to let movies play all day on their stuffs to get higher gamer score.
I watched 3 episodes of Breaking Bad last night, and after the 3rd one, I got an achievement and it was like, you watched 3 episodes in a row. There's some like watch 20 in a row, which is...
I wish it would have been something like Tailgate Fan or something like that, or like late to the party, like, hey, welcome to the party, asshole.
Whoopity-doo, good job, bro. Yeah, but that stuff, once again, it's a tool that these devs can use to their advantage. Even app developers, there's Twitch ones. I mean, everything has achievements now, which I kind of like the challenges more because I don't chase them like I would achievements where I would like grind and be like, oh, I got an achievement, yeah. The challenges are kind of like they come and go. So, people, they're going to find ways to... right now, there's one for Assassin's Creed. They introduce a new multiplayer mode, and they're like, "Oh, get a couple of return some stuff in this multiplayer mode and unlock this." It reminds me of in World of Warcraft how if you participate in specific events, you unlock items. Like if you participate in their October, they have like this Brew Masters Fest in October, and then their seasonal fest, or even I think Dota and League of Legends does it too. Like if you participate at a certain time, you'll get a certain item, which I kind of like, and that's kind of what this is. But enough about that. The system's cool, right?
Yeah.
And PS4 is awesome too. It's fucking sick to be at the tail end of this now. We're finally past it, and we have all these games to play, and it's just really cool watching it all unfold. Apparently, PS4 is the winner in Europe so far. It already they did not Europe. Well,
Well, it's 60% more than they did in the US.
Yeah,
Sony did.
But they've always had that market, even despite Microsoft's best efforts to try to win them with FIFA bundles. Apparently, the numbers are out that they did quite a bit better there.
But something like, worldwide, it's like 1.25 to 1, isn't it? Like 1.25 million to 1 million, right?
Right. But it's hard to get, in the beginning now, it's hard to get sales figures with pre-orders and supply and demand. Well, just supply, rather. It's hard to get a hold of those numbers, but they both did very well. And the Wii U is like, hey, what's up, guys?
The next battleground is going to be March, when you have Infamous Second Son against Titanfall. That's like, I guarantee you that both Sony and Microsoft have March 2014 circled on their calendars. I would love to be a fly on the wall at Respawn or Sucker Punch right now and see how those studios are operating, because it's got to be just crazy.
Well, because now we're in this weird lull again. Like, we went from being in a lull before the console launched, they launched, the bomb dropped, and now that's it. Like, we have 3 months where nothing is coming out.
Yeah.
So it should be interesting. Even South Park got delayed. Dark Souls comes out next year for 360 and PlayStation 3. It's odd because we're in a strange place again, and I think that's fine. I mean, I have like 10 games to play right now, and I'm completely happy with that.
Oh yeah, there's so much stuff still to play. Catching up on all of last year is just going to be more than enough.
Yeah. My backlog disappeared, at least in previous generation stuff. Like, I just gave up on all of it. I went back and I finished some stuff in ODST before the launch, and some other things I wanted to clean up. But other than that, hey, we did our Extra Life thing, and I took some pies in the face like a man.
Like a man.
Yeah.
Not like Josh did with a crumble.
What? Dude, there was some weight to that crumble. What kind of pie did you take?
I did 3 pies, man.
Okay, well, that's impressive. But what pies were they?
Well, there were 2 pies, like Nickelodeon-style pies with whipped cream, just so we made sure it was messy. And
so
then
that has less weight than the blueberry crumble does.
Yeah, but in the end, like, I totally empathize with you, because we did a cherry pie, and it really
it is.
It didn't really break on my face that well, so we kind of smashed it up, and I ruined an AwayCast shirt and some pants. But it was good. It's my fault. We got to get the video up because we have a couple camera angles. I have some footage I got to get to Greg. But it was funny. I got to send it out to everybody that donated. It was really good. But the event was actually awesome. Greg brought over his TV and his Xbox One, and we had friends over. Let's see who was there. Dave came by. I'll name everybody. Give them shout outs, Greg. Come on, let's go one for one.
All
Ready?
right, let's do it.
All right, so Dave was there.
Ricky was there.
Kyle, my cousin, was there.
Mike Califano was there.
Nick Cuomo was there.
Doug Grady was there.
Followed by his brother.
Matt Grady was there.
Kate was there.
Kate was there.
Midge the cat was there.
That little bitch.
Yeah. And I think that's it. It was a good crowd. Did we forget someone? I'd feel terrible if we forgot somebody.
Based on the size of your apartment, that is more than adequate to fill your apartment.
People came and went, which was good. We had a bunch of hors d'oeuvres. Not really. just chips and like some buffalo wings, which were really good. Those boneless buffalo wings, Greg.
I was so surprised by those because they shape them so they look like there's a bone in them. And I picked it up and I was like, oh, I got to bite around this bone. My teeth went through it like butter, and I was just
in heaven.
In heaven. Heaven.
In heaven. Yeah, we ordered some pizzas. It was good. I was going to get a hero, but I dropped the ball on that. But the pizzas were fine, right, Greg?
The pizzas were okay.
Got a meatball and pepperoni.
Where'd you order from? Did you order from Joey's?
Joey's, of course.
Yeah.
Always order from Joey's. See, now you'll never forget Joey's, and they got the sesame seeds on the crust.
Yeah. Did you get the? Oh, what was it? The chicken.
No, we didn't get the chicken, honey mustard chicken. No,
Yeah, honey mustard chicken.
we
That was
got
good.
we had some votes. I ate so much of the hors d'oeuvre crap that I wasn't even too hungry by the time we got stuff. So my opinion, I would have said honey mustard, but I think Nick was like, I like sausage and pepperoni. I was like, all right, I gotta get sausage and pepperoni. So,
That's all right. I had the pepperoni too, and that was good as well.
yeah, it was delish. So we played a lot of games. I started off at 8 a.m. Actually 9. It was closer to 9. Started with Dead Rising 3, which, Greg, did you end up picking that up today?
I didn't. I came home a little early, but I'm going to grab it tomorrow. John was generous and gave me a nice little gift card for my birthday so I could buy a game. So I'm going to go do that tomorrow.
Because I'm a fucking good guy, guys.
He's a good guy.
Dead Rising is a good game. I don't care if you played the previous ones. I had a buddy ask me, if I didn't play the previous ones, can I play this one? Yes. Dead Rising is super accessible, and oh my god, that game is very fun. I mean, the story, if you're a fan of Dead Rising, it definitely makes more sense towards the end of the game.
Especially that ending section.
Oh man, dude, I couldn't. When that happened, I was like, whoa, I can't believe they just did that. Like, I didn't expect Dead Rising to make such a big... I mean, Greg's going to play
Those games are very weirdly... There's a weird canon to them.
Yeah.
Where, like, it's so strange. It's kind of in and of itself, it's just a completely separate entity.
We should have a bell. We should have a bell every time Josh says in and of itself, and like Pee Wee Herman be like, "Ah, in and of itself." Dude, that game.
Yeah, it's super strange. And so to see that ending was just bizarre.
Oh, I see. I didn't know you played through it. You played through it?
Yeah, I played through the whole thing.
Oh man, I actually, out of all the launch games, it's funny we're starting here. I think so far that was the most fun I've had playing through any of even PS4's launch games. I'm a fan of Dead Rising forever, since the first one on 360, and the game graphically is nothing too special, but the amount of units on screen at any given time without much frame rate slowdown when it gets really crazy is something to be marveled at.
The AI is amazing. Like, I mean, to have all those different models moving independently is just, and not have any repeats, right? There's nothing that those zombies are doing that are canned, repeated movements. They're all acting individually.
There was never a time like in Dead Rising 1 and 2 where you're like, oh, it's that same zombie with that blue shirt or the silly hat, or, whatever. I mean, like, you have your big zombies that are like the firemen and stuff like that, but those are uniforms, so there's an excuse there. But that open world is fantastic once you get a hang on it about how to travel between places using some combo vehicles. It's even the travel never really feels tedious because you're constantly running over zombies in a really creative way. I think my favorite also part of it is the weapon creation. So in the past, Dead Rising, you'd usually have to find a blueprint. Was it a blueprint? Or you'd have to combo something and then you'd have it comboed, right?
No. You had to find the blueprint first.
Oh, okay. And then you'd have to combo them at a workbench. Now you can just combo it on the fly anytime you pick up those items, as well as go back to a safe house that you've cleared and have access to all of those weapons at any given time.
Did you play 1 and 2 did you play a lot of them?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty big fan. I didn't play 2 as much as I played 1.
This was the first one that felt accessible. Like 1 and 2, and this is the first one that Inafune has not had a hand in.
Right.
So Kenji Inafune, who made Mega Man and Soul Sacrifice is probably his most recent game, did Dead Rising 1 and 2. He did not do 3. And Inafune is a gameplay, like, that's his thing, is gameplay and setting mechanics, and he kind of doesn't care if it's too hard for you. He'll just make it and make you deal with it. This is the first game that felt like it actually wanted you to enjoy it, that it wasn't just sitting there being like, what, am I hard enough for you? Come on and get it. Like, this is the first one that felt like, this game wants me to win. It wants me to see everything and wants me to do everything.
Right. The way that it works with this Dead Rising specifically is that it offers, I guess you said accessibility, so that kind of covers that base, but it offers something that I think the other Dead Risings haven't, in a sense that it provides you with that open world and no time constraint, although there feels like there's a time constraint. So jumping in, I haven't played any co-op, but it seems like jumping in and out of seamless co-op would be a lot more fun. Being that there's no kind of constraints. Like you level up your Nick and you go into another game and you play as, what's the other guy's name?
You don't play as the guy at the end, do you?
You play as
I was trying
Dick.
to see, and I can't. You play as who?
Dick, the guy, the blonde guy.
Okay. I'm with you.
So the characters in this game are they're nothing special, but they're also interesting. A few of them, at least. A lot. I
like the girl. His love interest. I liked her.
Oh yeah, she's cool. Well, yeah. I liked the mechanic girl.
Yeah, she's interesting too.
And see, it's funny. I don't retain any of the names because they're not important. And
Rhonda.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to interrupt you again, but I felt like and now I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So you cut me off. I lost my train of thought. You just totally screwed up our.
There it is. Dead Rising 3. Move on. Buy it and move on.
No, it's good game. Play it. It's fun. Oh, what I was going to say was that you don't have to play this game like a joke. I mean, Dead Rising shtick has always been like wearing funny costumes and like, making silly weapons, and that's totally there. But they don't force it upon you, really. I mean, like there's guns. There's over 100 blueprints, 100 combination weapons, which is like, if they weren't scripted in the game to be able to make those combo weapons, I would be like, oh man, you should have been able to make this, but like you can in all occasions. Like they didn't think of anything that wasn't made, which is great. And then like the perks, there's an upgrade system where you can make it easier to combo these weapons. Yeah, you're right, Josh. They're super accessible. I mean, I'm beating a dead horse at this point, but it's humorous. It's fun. It does suffer from the same problems that a lot of the other Dead Risings have, where like some of the combat mechanics suffer, where you're fighting bosses and it feels a little janky, little rigid. A lot of swinging around and missing, and some of the bosses are a little too fast for you to catch up on, but I never found it too hard.
It has that Dead Rising kind of niche weirdness to it that like, Inafune I think is a little bit more bizarrely hilarious in his. They're brighter colors and just kind of more offbeat story plot points. This one doesn't have quite that much as it just tries to gross you out at certain points. There's certain stuff that's just really disgusting in that game.
I have to say my favorite. So in Dead Rising, if you guys haven't played it before, the bosses in the game are actually humans that are considered psychopaths. And in this game, they're based on the 7 deadly sins. And I'm assuming gluttony was this woman's.
She was a fatty.
But you end up fighting this fat woman, and I'm not going to give much away because Gregg's going to play it, and everyone listening is going to play it. But damn, that was fun. Like, it wasn't hard, and the mechanics weren't crazy, but it was fun. It was just the boss.
And it's really gross.
Yeah,
it's really
the boss
gross.
design is really fun. Also, they kind of force these connect commands upon you. You don't have to use them actually, but it flashes in the top right. Like you'd say things to the bosses that induce a kind of stun to them. You can also call the zombies over, which I used maybe twice. Be like, hey, over here.
Another thing that I ran into bugs. And that's kind of a launch title thing as well, but I hit a bunch of them, and co-op was specifically seemed to trigger it a lot. I also found co-op to be a little bit annoying because whenever someone would get into my game, they just run around and not do anything with me. They just go off and do their own thing.
That's probably what I would do.
I would only play that.
This is the Gregg Della Rocca people. I actually heard one guy. So Connect records your voice. So this guy didn't know he was being recorded. But like pause the game and I hear this jackass saying he's like, "Hey dude, I stumbled into some guy's game. He's really far. I'm just gonna use his file to level up." I was like, "Fuck you, asshole! Get out of here!"
Something funny about the system itself is that people weren't aware that by default Connect was turned on to be your microphone.
Yeah.
So I was getting into Killer Instinct games where there was like guys with hype crowds behind him, like, oh, drop the kick, son. Like people going crazy, and they didn't even know that I was listening to them.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear this shit. But yeah, Dead Rising, I think that's definitely, if you want a colorful, fun game to play at launch, that's the one. So Greg, have you played any more Assassins?
No, I only played about an hour of it, but I'm about to get back into that because I can't play Battlefield anymore. I'm just pissed at the game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's I'll say I can't say much about it because I haven't gotten too far, but it's really nice looking. Looks like it's gonna be fun. Everything feels good in it. I don't know. I can't really say much. I only played for an hour.
Doesn't it feel like it's doesn't it feel a little less humdrum? Especially, I felt the opening was like the opening of 3 takes itself so seriously.
See,
4 seems to lighten that tone a bit.
At first, I liked that about 3. I liked like this really seriousness and like the time, like the placement and stuff. But it got really boring, and I never made it through the game.
Exactly.
This game seems like it's going to be just like fun all the time. I just have a feeling there's going to be a lot of fun things, and it's not going to be so like. I feel like it's not going to be as story driven as much as there's going to be a lot of other things to do, you know? And I think that's what's going to keep it interesting and keep it fun. And it's also, I feel like it's more fun exploring this tropical world than it is exploring like Boston, you know?
Yeah.
No, I agree. You have the boat and you have like, there's little islands and stuff, you know, it's kind of cool.
Josh.
No, exactly. And there's a lot more, like I think you hit it really right. The story is a lot less of a part of the game, where it's more just doing fun pirate shit.
Yeah.
It's about like whaling and commandeering ships and finding treasure and stuff like that. And I think Assassin's Creed kind of realized what they were, that they're like, hey, look, we're never going to win Game of the Year. We might as well just have a ton of shit that people enjoy doing and just kind of say, fuck this.
On Assassin's Creed 3, I was afraid to walk off the path. Like I was afraid to go away from the story because there was nothing like really inviting me to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Aside from like hunting, really.
Yeah. But in this game, I feel like I play it like I play Fallout. Like I don't do, or Skyrim, I don't do the main quest. I do everything. I'm running around because I'm getting so caught up in like other things. And I've only played it for like an hour or two, and that's already happened to me like 2 or 3 times. So
well, exactly. And it's seeing all this, like I'm not a collectibles guy, but I just see things on my map and I'm like, well, I might as well just get all these symbols gone because I want to do this, and then I'll do this, and then I'll do this.
Assassin's Creed is bad with, if you have OCD with collectibles, they will rape your mind.
Oh, there's so many collectibles.
Josh, did you finish the game?
Assassin's Creed 4?
Yeah.
No, I'd like to go back and finish it because I really was enjoying my time with it. I just don't know when I'm going to get to do that.
I'm going to be a contrarian here and express my problems with Assassin's Creed. So far, everything you guys said is spot on. I'm enjoying the exploration. I was a little taken back until I got to the point where I got the jackdaw, and guys were singing shanties and stuff like that. I was like, whoa, this is really cool. Just knowing I can explore the high seas and take islands for my own, basically. I have some issues with Edward Kenway as a character. I think he's kind of, I mean, this is all based on opinion, but and Josh, since you're further in the game, maybe you can probably give some more insight into this without spoiling too much. Is what I've heard Templar dropped. I've heard that dropped before. But so what happens is Kenway kills an assassin who's en route to Havana, right?
In the very beginning of the game, yeah.
Or not Havana.
No, Havana. You're right. I think it's
no.
Yeah.
No.
Is
yeah,
it Kingston?
Havana. No, it's Havana.
Yeah, it's Havana.
Okay, and so he kills this assassin, and then he poses as him, right?
Yeah.
But why off the bat, just being a pirate, am I completely blessed with all these assassin skills? Like
because it's like, this is kind of what I mean. Where like it's at this point, like they've made enough of these games where I'm like, you're an assassin. Like I mean, those tutorials are so long to begin with. Like you can get like 8 hours in that game, and they're like, oh, by the way, I'm going to teach you how to do something now. Mm-hmm. That I kind of don't need that anymore. I kind of just accept these games for what they are, and like, and I understand what you're saying. Like, I mean, there's definitely plot holes there, but I think whereas with 3, I was like, this game is clearly looking to be something very important to its players. Where this game's kind of like, hey, just go fucking.
That makes me sad because number one, even though Assassin's Creed wasn't incredible, Altair was a really strong protagonist, and his backstory and watching him become an assassin and go through the order and the training and hearing, what's the saying? Nothing is true, everything is permitted, and being like taken into this order of assassins. Like, that was a real experience. And then same thing with Ezio, where he was kind of taken in as an assassin, requiescat in pace, like it's this whole thing that he does, and he respects the order. And then 3 kind of got like Native American, which is fine because it still follows those same principles in certain aspects. And now it's like, you're a pirate.
Yeah. Also, the one thing I said immediately when it happened is when they take you out of the Caribbean and you're like a guy and you're walking through
Abstergo.
And you're walking through like
I was getting there.
The main center where everyone is doing that. We have to test.
I hate it.
That felt kind of Saints Row-y to me. Like that whole thing.
Like breaking the fourth wall, but in the worst way possible. So it's like, eventually what's going to happen is at the end of this game, the end game is you're going to be yourself at Abstergo, and like something is going to happen at the place, kind of like what happens with Desmond when you get out of the Animus. But so you're going to Abstergo and they're saying like, oh, you're just recording these memories from people in the past who are interesting to make Assassin's Creed games for other people to play.
Yeah, that's kind of weak.
It's like, whoa, that just got meta in the worst way possible. Like, I see what you're trying to do, and you can go around and find like little QR code notes, and like there's a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek, like making fun of video gamers and like, all this shit. And I'm just not quite sure why it's there.
They need to adapt the Assassin's Creed 2 story model. They need to go back to like the way the story was built in Assassin's Creed 2 and kind of keep that consistent with their games, I think.
Assassin's Creed 2 is the strongest out of all of them.
Yeah.
Easily.
But I think
it's dumbed down. This game is definitely dumbed down, I think, story-wise.
They should either shit or get off the pot with the Animus. They can't half-ass it like this. They should either take it all the way down to it's like, okay, you are at Abstergo, you are in the Animus, and that's it. Or they should just have a really crazy intertwined story like Desmond did originally when he went to the first Animus, where it's like, okay, it's a mystery.
What if they removed it all together, and instead of even playing as someone else, you just play the game as the assassins and play that story?
Because that's what I felt. Like, for the longest time, I have felt that whenever either the current day stuff, or B, whenever they start talking about the Assassin Templars, like the battle behind the scenes, that's when I check out and I just go, yeah, mystical powers.
I guarantee the next game is going to be in the future, and you're going to be playing yourself, and there's going to be like a whole like Assassin's Guild or some shit, and you have to like,
the Templar and Assassin thing is really interesting to me. The problem, where it gets fuzzy, is Abstergo, where they try to play into this giant corporation who's still like in the last games, Abstergo is run by the Templars. Like, that's what it is. And now it's like, wait a second, now I'm at Abstergo again? Like, I'm not quite sure who's running the ship anymore. And I think in Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed, especially the end of Assassin's Creed 2, blew my mind with the way they were.
Me too, dude. I was bugging out, like with the aliens and stuff, and the building,
just the way they break the fourth wall, and I just did not expect it.
I was so sucked into that story, like I couldn't even. I remember, I think I called you after I beat it, and then I had to go buy Assassin's Creed 1 right after it, which was kind of like.
Yeah, it stepped down.
A step down. I wasn't as into it. But
they're known for breaking the fourth wall, so I think the reason that they keep this Abstergo, not time period thing active is as a device for storytelling. So if they wanted to break the fourth wall, they could do so. But right now, they're just like shoving it in your face where, in the beginning, you talk to one guy when you get to Abstergo, and he's like, oh, you're on the whatever plan? Not Kenway. What's the guy's name from Assassin's Creed 3?
Connor?
No,
Hatham?
Hatham. He's like, oh, the Hatham-Connor line, huh? Ha ha. All right, well, you better get to work. And I'm just like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
And all that stuff has just gotten, and like, I feel the same way about the Assassin Templar plot. All of that's gotten so convoluted, like who is winning versus who is what, and am I a good guy or a bad guy? It's gotten to the point where like I just don't even care. Like, once again, going back to what Greg was saying, I like that this game, it has those elements, but for the most part, it's like, hey, here's a really cool period in history. Do things that are awesome about this time period.
Right,
and
like,
that's when I enjoy it the most.
I'd almost rather them like you start your game and you're in your house and you get an invitation to try out the Animus and you go there and then you go into the Animus rather than like, oh hi, you're welcome to your new job here.
It's
at
the public
Animus.
park of Animus.
Yeah,
Everyone's here
right.
going and making memories.
And like how the Animus has evolved throughout the games, where it used to be this thing you latch onto, and now you have like. It's worked its way up to you have like your personal Oculus Rift Animus sitting at your desk.
At your nice cozy desk.
It's just something's odd about it. It's just not sitting right with me.
That does feel a little cheap. And I did say that specific. I said to my friend Rick that this feels kind of cheap and cheesy.
Yeah. And then the whole thing with I can't suspend my disbelief with if they're going to tie it to other games, they can't just be like, here you're not part of the Assassins anymore. You're a pirate. However, you act just like all the Assassins. That doesn't fly with me. Like it's leaving a hole in my experience where like I'm performing double executions and like diving from high spots. Like there's no place in Assassin's Creed where they're not an assassin, you know? It kind of takes away the experience for me, but you know, I'm backtracking a little bit. The gameplay is great. Like the gameplay is all there. I think and
that Assassin Templar plot comes back into it in a big way at a point. But, you know, I still think that as far as that aspect is concerned, it's still not as strong as the stuff you were doing in the Ezio trilogy.
Well, even in the part I'm at now, like we've already established something with the Templars, you know, with the rings and I like that they kind of put a little twist in the beginning of the game that fans of the other games would appreciate, because for a little while you're fighting on the other side, which is really
well. And there's that thing that they have to do with all of these fucking games where they introduce new characters. They did it with Ezio. They did it with Ezio, Altair, Connor, and now with Edward, where they say like, oh, I don't really know about this. Tell me more about what you're explaining to me that I don't understand. And they have to go like. And they just keep having to find new ways to explain this exposition between the Templars and the Assassins. I'm like, just get to the point. I know. As the player, I know what this is.
Right.
I'm more interested in learning where are we now? What do we have to do? Then you explain to me a story that I've already heard 4 times over.
I haven't played any of the multiplayer yet.
I haven't either.
I'm assuming it's pretty similar to the past Assassin's Creeds, which is okay. You know, I'm not.
I guess there's a community, which is I assume they keep making this for a community plays it. I don't know who those people are.
Well, I know that in Assassin's Creed 3, Wolfpack mode was very fun because it was cooperative play, sort of like a horde mode, but in a creative. Like the more creative your kills are, the higher points you get. Move on to the next wave, which is interesting, but it's not enough to keep me dedicated to a multiplayer game like that.
Yeah.
Another thing I noticed about these Xbox games. They are sort of catering their initial interfaces, like when you boot up a game, to that sort of boxy Windows 8 view. I don't know if it's the same on PS4 when you first load up Assassin's Creed. You kind of have like that boxy...
yeah, it's the same. It's the same interface.
I think that's very ugly.
Yeah, it is. It's very ugly.
Because you have your single-player game, you have your multiplayer game, then you have download DLC, check your Uplay shit. Check this. Like that stuff is not hidden in menus anymore. That stuff is right in your face where it's like, man, give me some room to breathe. Like I'm playing your game. Let me do shit when I want to do it. Like you don't need to advertise for your game inside the game. Like
because you got it on Xbox, you don't have the Aveline story, right?
But I'm not sure. Like the PS Vita version.
No, I think that. I haven't played it, which shame on me. I should have played it by now. But there's like the opening screen on the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. You have a big screen in the upper left corner that says like play the game, and then there's a series of side missions with Aveline, the protagonist from the last the Assassin's Creed.
That's exclusive to PS4.
Yeah, it's exclusive to PlayStation. That's on there.
Greg, we were just talking about the UI when you first get into Assassin's Creed, like the menus.
Oh yeah.
Like they're trying to sell you not shit, but like they're trying to get you to go to Uplay and do all these things. Yeah. It just feels super.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, it's ugly. I like that stuff used to be hidden, and now it's right in my face. But overall, I mean, I have a lot left to play of Assassin's Creed. I've barely scratched the surface, just like Greg. But I always like the franchise, and as much of crap I have to say about it, I'm sure as hell going to play all the way through it and get all those shanties and go whaling, which is going to be cool, right? Right, guys?
Whaling.
So Greg, you played we talked a little about Battlefield 4, but so far, what are you thinking on that single player campaign?
So the single I played through, I'm on my second playthrough because I played through on normal difficulty, and I made sure to get all of my gold medals as I went through.
Headshots will work.
Yeah, and now I'm going through on the hard difficulty. Just the only reason why I'm actually doing that, going through again on the hard difficulty, isn't for the achievements. It's because I can't play the game that I want to play. I can't play multiplayer, and I still want to play Battlefield, so I'm playing through it again.
It's a shame that game is having trouble on so many fronts.
Yeah.
It's killing the momentum that franchise has.
Once they fix it, I'm probably going to be playing something else.
Right.
And I'm not going to give that a chance, because the thing about Battlefield multiplayer is it sucks in the beginning because you have to level up and unlock weapons.
Right.
So, there's people, it's working for them. They have like full unlocks. They're like level 50, whatever.
Because they've also transferred over from 360 and moved their characters over.
Right, yeah. And I hate going through that, especially if it's glitchy and starting. I probably will get back into it if they fix it. But yeah, but the single player is it's pretty fun. The story's kind of shit. But it's all right. It's still, the actual missions are pretty fun. I like the guns a lot. It looks really nice. Some of the characters are kind of weak.
Yeah, I mean, Battlefield's story was never really.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The story's kind of shit. It's kind of confusing at a couple points. Even if I was really
I'm usually gone.
I'm trying to pay attention to it, but it's really hard because I just want to like shoot people. Like I just want to play.
Mm-hmm.
And there was actually a lot in this game of walking, opening doors, and listening to people talk, and that kind of frustrates me a little bit too. There's a lot of like in between. I just want to play sometimes.
The only time that ever worked for Battlefield was in Bad Company because it was actually worth listening to people make
funny.
jokes.
Yeah, it was funny.
Do you feel like this campaign is more or less compelling than Battlefield 3?
I would say it's more, just because I think they specifically tried to be emotional with it and tried to like, and they're not good at it, but they did take like, I think a step forward in trying to be good at it.
Okay.
They make you make some decisions at some point. Did you get through it all the way yet?
There's multiple endings.
No. I have literally played I played 2 missions and I watched a friend play a lot of it.
There's 2 endings.
There's 3, I think.
There's 3?
Yeah, I think there's 3 endings.
Oh, well, I'm not sure how because at the end you have to make a choice. It's like an A or B choice.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah. And, I think it's kind of it didn't make sense to me, that ending, actually. It was kind of stupid.
No, Battlefield usually loses me about 3 or 4 missions in, where all of a sudden there's a conspiracy with a lot of
different regions of the world.
Well, and a lot of acronyms that I have no idea what's going on.
This one it's China and Russia together. Mm-hmm.
So Russia does get in on it. I saw China was in on it.
Oh yeah, China and Russia together. So, that's... I was thinking, like, what are people in, like, Russia when they play this? What do they think of this game? Or in China? Like, it's kind of weird. Yeah. How all the games you make, you're always an American, and it's always someone else. Fuck, I want to play the game where you're Chinese and America's coming, and you have to fight the Americans. Like, why is it always the Americans? Because everyone has to play that game. They don't make a different one for the European community.
Greg. That'll get you deported.
They don't make a different one for, like, South Africa. Everyone is playing as an American soldier.
Then it's a murder simulator, Greg.
I guess.
Fucking. So why did they get rid of squad systems in Battlefield 4? I mean, I got to play online a little bit for when it worked. Why did they get rid of squads?
They have it.
No, when you join a server, you get into a squad.
Yeah.
I used to be able to say, "Hey, Greg, Josh, join my squad. Let's join a game together."
The matchmaking squad. That's stupid. Yeah, dude, that makes no sense.
It's not there anymore. So I've tried to play with friends multiple occasions. Greg and I tried to play when he was over for the Extra Life thing. No dice. Haha, dice. Yeah, we just couldn't get into games together, and it was so frustrating. I was saying earlier with Sean, we got into the same game once or twice, and we were on opposite teams. It just it did not work well.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a lot of work to do to make that game, to pull it out of its ditch that it's currently in, because I've been playing Call of Duty a little.
Well, I was going to say, if like there was a year for Battlefield to be good, this is it, because I hear the new Call of Duty is so-so.
Well, multiplayer is definitely so-so. It's all right. They tried to spice it up with some new game modes, but hey, man, I used to be really good at Call of Duty when I played, and now I am terrible at Call of Duty. I don't know what happened. I can't get a KD that's positive for the life of me. But it's mostly the same shit. I mean, the customization options have changed quite a bit. The most fun I've had playing Call of Duty so far was yesterday. I got into a public match with guys playing Extinction, and I played zombies a lot. So Extinction's awesome. Greg, when you have your sister got you for
I got to
birthday.
go to my house to pick it up.
Extinction is the mode that I think it'd be fun to have 4 people that are dedicated to like try to beat something. So it for those that don't know, it's the Alien. It's the traditional zombie mode that Treyarch introduced, but they have their own mode now with aliens, and you have to bring a drill from different points to these hives to kill the aliens as they wave after wave come after you. And there's actually some neat little gameplay mechanics in there where you upgrade. You have an overall level just like multiplayer where you have certain unlocks you can get, but then throughout the mission you earn money, and then different squad members will pick a different class, and it's like you run a support system with each other to try to make it through the levels. It's really fun. The animations are done well. It's still running smooth. I mean, obviously. But that's something I definitely want to get down on. Do you have Ghosts for Xbox?
No, I don't have Ghosts.
That's something I would like to get down on with, like I said, a couple of friends that, it's about communication. You have to pick each other up. One guy remains. Get him up. It gets fun. I've only played with strangers so far, but even with them, it was interesting. I played through the single player campaign as well. There are times where it's really good, and then there are times where it's Call of Duty. It has its moment where it has this small story about these 2 guys and his dad, and their dad, which is the good part of the story. It's cliche, but it's well executed. And then there's the overlying, like, end of the world story, which is like super yawn, like, again with this satellites in space shooting missiles at the Earth. The story that's really nice is the one between father and son, and how that plays out. It's really, I mean, it's plays out just how you think it would play out. You can imagine. And I was shocked to see that after all the hoopla about Riley the dog being your new bestest companion, you're him for one mission. One mission.
That's pretty funny.
Right? They're like, oh, new dog. One mission. That's it.
And you play as him?
Yeah.
That's kind of stupid. I thought he was like a guy that's with you and you can send him to attack.
Oh, you can.
Oh.
You can do that.
I don't want to play as a dog
in
anyway.
a few missions. Well, there's this, it's corny. It's really corny. You send him out and you
there's a hole in the wall, but we can't fit in it.
Exactly.
What do we do?
Exactly.
Wait, it's the same size as the dog.
Exactly.
Do you communicate through barks like in Lassie?
Yeah. What, Lassie? 2 enemies around the corner. Throw a grenade. All right. That part's a little silly. You're just like crawling around the grass as a dog. It's pretty much the Gillies in the Mist mission, but you're a dog. You remember Gillies in the Mist, where with Price and you're going to the other Call of Duty?
Which Call of Duty?
Modern Warfare. I think Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, or I think just the regular one, where it's like, you're snipers in the ghillie suits and you're running through the radiation and you're in Chernobyl.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. See, like, that's a very, very good mission. And it seems like they responded to the fact that people responded to it well by including it in every game in one form or another. The underwater missions were actually kind of fun. A little different, but it's funny because there's also space missions, like where you're fucking with a gun in space, and the water missions and space missions are parallel because you could tell they took both systems. Like hold RB to ascend, hold LB to descend. Mm-hmm. They applied that to the underwater part as well as the space part. So you could see like they tried to differentiate,
right,
but are using the same physics basically. But it was all right. It was good. Call of Duty is always a good game. It's just always the same game.
Yeah.
What else did you get around to playing, Josh? You played, let's get these crappy titles over with. You played Loco Cycle.
I played a little bit of Loco Cycle.
Greg, did you watch the videos I sent you of Loco Cycle?
Wait, is it the live action?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a weird ass intro.
Yeah, it was really bizarre.
Crap.
Really bizarre.
Dude,
And
what the I can't tell.
It's so long. It's so long.
Are they trying to be funny or are they trying to be so bad it's funny? like Tim and Eric style, but not even as good bad as Tim and Eric.
The intro is 20 minutes.
Why?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And the game,
Yeah.
I was watching the gameplay. It was on a giant bomb. You sent me that link.
Yep.
It didn't look good. Look boring.
No, I mean it's pretty, and I've only done like the first 2 missions, and it's pretty generic gameplay. It's asking you to do a lot of the same stuff over and over and over. It's just not very good.
Yeah, it looks like an arcade machine. You put a quarter in and like, drive the motorcycle, like Cruising USA style.
Yeah.
Drive down, press a button to do a combo. I don't know, man. But that intro, guys, if you want to laugh or feel uncomfortable, go watch the intro for Loco Cycle.
So
It reminds me of like early PC game days where, these studios that had no budget to begin with tried to accomplish something greater, but it looked good because whatever they could accomplish, you can expect, This looked like it was trying to be bad and corny, like in a Blood Dragon type of way.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It looked too real. Like it looked too like.
It was so.
It wasn't
bad.
funny enough.
The
It
audio
also seems
wasn't
like
mixed.
it feels like it's very in love with its own joke.
Right.
Like it feels like it's so like it feels like they think they nailed it so much that they're just
all
laughing.
They're all laughing real hard, but everyone else is looking at them like, what is this?
Exactly.
Because there's a way. I mean, Tim and Eric do it great. There's a way to be bad in a good way. I mean, people try to be bad because it's hilarious to be bad because you're aware of the fact that it's bad. These guys, I can't tell. I couldn't tell if it was bad, if it was good. Not if it was good. It was definitely not good. But I can't tell what they were thinking. The audio wasn't mixed. There was stuff that was composited that was like unnecessarily composite. I don't know. I just didn't get it. Is that weird? Are we old now that we don't get this?
No. I don't think it's a matter of being old. I think it's a matter of that was just not funny. It just wasn't funny. It was terrible writing. Someone had a joke that they really thought they could get across, and it fell flat on its face.
Right. And a lot of people were conceiving it as being pretty racist towards the main character, which, I mean, everyone is entitled to their own interpretation of whatever it is. But I mean, it seems like this failed on all accounts trying to gain some kind of user base.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's funny. I thought it was semi quirky and charming when I heard the premise. But I think it's just the execution of it is so lazy that I think that's where it really fails. Like, I think there's a way to make this game and make this idea work in a way that's less offensive to people. I just don't think that they know what that is.
You would think that, like, they really botched it on this stupid, long, boring cutscene kind of story aspect. The gameplay has to redeem itself, and it's like, no, it does not. It is repetitive and boring. Like, the same shit over and over again.
Yeah.
And for those guys, what the fuck is this? That game studio?
Not
that
Twisted
game studio.
Pixel.
What? Twisted Pixel, that's what it is, sorry.
Yeah.
Twisted Pixel, they're notorious for being, like, jokey and kind of funny and like getting some fans on board with them. And this
I mean, Explosion Man and now I can't think of the other one that I really like. But they make good games. Like, I don't know, I can't believe like they just missed the mark here.
Oh man, what was that game for? I played that a lot. Man, he was in a little green suit.
Ugh.
Damn it, I can't even think of it. Oh well.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about Rise yet.
No, we didn't.
We did not. I mean, I have Forza on here too, but Forza is pretty much what you expect.
Yeah. Pretty.
Forza is
game.
very pretty. It's definitely a racing simulation. I was reluctant to pick it up, but I returned something and I was like, fuck it, I'll give it a shot. It's enjoyable, but it's not what you wouldn't expect from Forza. It's got tracks and cars. And that's about it for Forza.
Rise is really pretty too.
Rise is crazy looking.
Rise and Killzone are definitely the two best looking games I've seen on a console.
Yeah.
Actually, Greg, you saw Killzone for the first time.
Honestly, when John showed me Killzone, it was like the first mission. You're like flying through the city, and I'm like, this is pre-rendered, right? Like it had to be pre-rendered because it looked crazy. And then he's like, no, you get off the plane, everything's ready to go, and it just looks insane.
Yeah, that's
Perfect.
that's the jump that you want in next gen. Like, it's that Mario 64 feel where you're like, this is new. Like,
yeah, it's like they always did like these in-game cutscenes on last gen consoles, and you're like, I wish they would just do pre-rendered because it looks so nice, the pre-rendered stuff. I get they're trying not to take you out of the game, but now they can like legitly do that. Now they can do like in-game cutscenes, and it's gonna feel like it's gonna look really good, and it's still gonna feel like the game when you get out of it.
Now, Rise does pre-rendered cutscenes, but they are in-engine.
Yeah.
But goddamn, that game is so beautiful. Like,
it's really nice. And Crytek are the team who made Crysis 1, 2, and 3, and of course the original Far Cry. And to have them get outside of that first-person shooter view to be more cinematic in their storytelling is a great step for them. And I think that really is where they showcase a lot of their fidelity. Like just watching these characters speak and give these performances, and the writing and the story in of itself isn't very good, but the animation is so impressive because it allows these characters to be subtle.
I mean, between the sweat and like when you're making a stabbing motion, that he's making that like cringing, his teeth are gritting. Little nuance like that really propels a game forward. And you had I don't know, maybe like the dad in me really enjoyed the gladiator type story. You know, I really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a sucker for sword and sandal. Like, I enjoyed that genre. So I feel like I'm at a poor position to really give a good, like, say whether or not I really enjoy it, because I enjoy it personally. I don't know if it's good or not.
Right. Yeah, it might be a little cheap and done already, but I haven't experienced any kind of, even in movies, I haven't seen anything kind of like that since 300 or in that time period in Rome or one of the Greco-Roman type, settings. But I have to say that there were some subtle twists in there that gave the game a little bit of flavor. There's the typical tragic overlying story that coats the whole thing. But there are times where even though it's telegraphed what's going to happen, it's still like, it's that testosterone filled moment, like, fuck, like, get him, like, revenge, all those emotions that you feel when you're watching some kind of Roman gladiator type thing, and obviously it takes a lot of its cues from the Gladiator with Russell Crowe. Ladies and gentlemen, our musical guest here.
1, 2, 3, 4. Gladiator. Gladiator.
Awesome game. Obviously the gameplay mechanics kind of suffer in the fact that they're repetitive after some time.
And it's a short game on the whole.
Yeah, it's pretty short, but I think it's long enough. Like well, in the most polite way possible. I think the game resonated a little with me. I was pleasantly surprised by how much I enjoyed it, and I didn't really get tired of the repetition. Maybe because I was aware. But there are times where once you start to realize actually how I wouldn't say how complex in the sense that it's hitting the top of the scale, but there are some complexities in the combat that actually, you can't just button mash your way through and just enter the QuickTime events. If you want to optimize your score and level up the right way, there are ways to get perfect strikes as opposed to just, regular strikes and an execution. So there are ways to play the game optimally, but
you can also, if you time your strikes, you can get it so that the light, whenever you're doing a combo, it'll blink yellow or blue to indicate what button you should push. If you get it perfect, it won't blink those colors, and then it just looks like a beautiful cinematic that you're controlling.
Right.
Which is awesome.
Right.
Like, that's when it really blew me away. I was like, oh, there's not even colors. It just looks like I'm doing awesome things.
Yeah.
So that was my favorite blockbuster title of the launch of any launch that I enjoyed.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. And I played some multiplayer, and I have to say, I had way more fun playing multiplayer than single player. So if you haven't, if you haven't yet, Josh, we should totally play multiplayer because it's hilarious. In an adrenaline sense, like, I played with a buddy of mine and some strangers, and like things are shifting all around you, and you're killing like 10 barbarians at once. You're just like, whoa! Like, even though it was simple button presses and some complexities here and there, it's just like when you're done and then you hit the button to taunt the audience, you're just like, Gladiator!
It's funny because this was supposed to be the disappointment And Battlefield was supposed to be the the big thing that everyone's going to be talking about.
Even more disappointing is Watch Dogs was supposed to be the big thing, but that doesn't even exist yet. So, I mean,
it's the power of marketing.
Dude, I think when Rise hits $30 a few months from now, buy that shit. Like, without a doubt.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's the sweet spot. $30 to $40. Like, it's totally worth it.
As much criticism as it faced, I'm not saying it didn't deserve it, because there are points where, I definitely felt the wear a little, never enough to take me out of it. And I saw the points of some of my favorite reviewers, like why it was the way it was. But I still think it's a must play. I think you should still definitely play that game for the visuals, if nothing else.
Right.
What else, John? Did you have any other games that you got?
Zelda? You want to talk about Zelda?
We'll move away from the Xbox.
I don't have anything left on the Xbox.
Well, Power Star Golf. I want to hear your rant about Power Star. Let's hear Power Star Golf real quick.
So Power Star Golf is basically the answer to Hot Shots Golf on the Xbox. And so you have quirky characters who are doing, quirky things. Like I played with this super scientist, and she has a special power where she can create an electromagnetic connection between the ball and the cup.
This is golf?
Yeah, this is golf.
Okay, and you're a scientist.
Crazy golf.
Okay.
Anybody can play golf.
Even scientists with electromagnetic powers.
Yeah, no, she's a scientist, and she has an electromagnetic power, but she plays golf on her spare time. And there's an astronaut. He plays golf, and when he hits the ball, he can use his superpower to make it go super far.
So why is it bad?
See, and that's the problem. I set it up really well because that actually sounds fun. But the problem is that golf games require a lot of feedback, and they're very, very meticulous in like how they work, because especially with the course design in this game, these courses are fucking hard. There's giant water traps. Like there's one hole in the first course, like the first course you're playing, there's one hole where you start on a small island. You need to hit the ball over a lake water trap onto the fairway. Then from the fairway, you have to hit kind of a lob shot to set up another water trap shot over onto the green. And if you mess up in the tiniest sense, you're going to hit a water hazard and you're going to lose strokes.
You guys remember on the NES when there weren't any sports games out, so the sports games were just called the sport? Like soccer.
Right.
Yeah.
Hockey. Yeah. Did you guys ever play golf?
Yeah, I did.
You play as Mario. It's supposed to be Mario. And it's like you hit it. It's like and it's like when you get a water hazard.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that's about my extent of golf knowledge. Relies on that game.
Okay.
What about Tiger Woods?
I love Tiger Woods. Actually,
that's fun stuff.
They just actually put the axe on that game. No more Tiger Woods golf.
Well, because Tiger
played Grand Theft Auto 5.
Ooh, Gregg.
Actually, I would rather play Grand Theft Auto 5 golf than this golf game. It's just you think you're going to hit it somewhere. You're like, okay, I've set up my shot, taking the wind into account. I feel like I got this. And then suddenly you're in a water hazard. You're in a sand trap, and you're 8 over par.
Can we all agree at this point that despite its acclaim, Grand Theft Auto is kind of poorly timed? I don't even care about that game anymore.
Yeah, they really should have prepared for next gen release with that thing. It would have been huge.
Like take another year or something, or whatever you have to do.
Yeah, that was a huge mistake.
Because you know what, a lot of people, a buddy actually of mine today was like, we were talking about. I was watching one of his Forza clips, and I was like, oh yeah, nice job, good job on that clip, bud. And he was like, yeah, I got to get some Grand Theft Auto recorded on there. We could all have a bunch of laughs. And I was like, yeah, you can't do that. That's kind of shitty. Even at our
that would be the greatest stuff to watch is people causing mayhem in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Like silly glitches.
Just cars blowing up on top of cars.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Oh, what a fucking mess.
Gregg's really adamant about
What a goddamn mess.
Fuck. It would have been nice, but I think it was poorly timed. I don't know how many people
get ready for Grand Theft Auto 6. It's coming.
And especially since their online took a hit in the beginning with all its problems. It's like there wasn't much time for that game to have longevity.
They did a good job of PR and made more money than anyone has ever made with a video game, so they don't give a shit now.
Yeah, well, I'm not taking anything away from the game or how it did sales figures. I mean, it's a fucking wonderful game as well as it sold well. I thought it didn't even last as long as GTA 4 for me in terms of like how much I played it with my friends and how much fun I've had with it.
Oh yeah, we played GTA 4 to death.
Yeah, I have a lot more memories of GTA 4 than I do of GTA 5, just because we'd be like, all right, let's load up GTA 4 and fuck around. Now I'm just like, why would I even do that now that I have all these other games?
And my Xbox is in a box right now.
Mm-hmm.
My 360. So.
Well, what you can do is you can hook up your HDMI to the back of your Xbox One and play your Xbox 360 through your Xbox One, dog.
But what
And then
about
you'll be the
my
coolest.
cable?
Cable schmable. Fable.
So what you got to do is you hook up your Xbox 360 to your cable box, then your cable box to your Xbox One, and that to your TV. That's how
I
it
wonder
works,
if you
right?
can get an Xbox, like a HDMI splitter.
It's like the console centipede. Like the human centipede, like consoles. I have like 4 HDMI splitters going through my shit right now, Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool little setup I have. I had some problems today with it with TV. But so far, I mean, my experience with TV and Xbox has been all right. Not too many hiccups.
All right.
So
Xbox, everybody.
Xbox. Hey, how about Nintendo?
Zelda.
Zelda.
Shake it
Get the Princess Zelda.
Well, you know what? Let's talk Mario first. Greg, you played Mario over my house for my Extra Life game, and Super Mario 3D World dropped the same day as Xbox One came out. Apparently, that wasn't good overseas for its sales. It's I think people are saying in certain articles that it's one of the best games of the year that's going unheard, which I guess we kind of could have predicted.
I didn't like it.
Really?
Yeah, I wasn't having that much fun with it. I was just going bubble mode and floating through the level. I think maybe it's more fun if you play by yourself.
I think 1 or 2 players is probably the best way to play that game.
We had 4 guys going, and it was just chaos.
Yeah, it was a lot of... But, I mean, there was laughs to be had. People were having fun.
Yeah, but I mean, that doesn't make it a good game to me.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's a lot more room for error when
we
there's
laughed
4
at
people
Amazing
playing.
Frog, so...
Yeah, that's true.
Few games are the Amazing Frog.
Yeah.
Having 4 players in any game on one screen at any given time, not split screen, it's already cause for problems because someone's lagging behind, someone's taking all the power ups, someone is ruining your
Someone is going
experience,
ahead and finishing the level before everyone gets a chance to do that.
which is Ricky.
Yeah,
right?
Ricky. That was Ricky doing that.
But I mean, technically and visually, the game is it's a really great Mario game. They introduced a lot of powers that are in past Mario games, a lot of jokes from other Mario games, songs, world maps. It's really a Mario game for fans that have like been there forever. I mean, it's obviously accessible for kids because they want that market as well. But for guys like us who've played Mario since the beginning, basically, there's a lot of throwbacks to particularly Mario 2. Especially that you can pick the 4 characters, Peach, Luigi, Mario, and Toad. They all have the same powers that they did in Super Mario 2, so each character has their own kind of skill set, which is a nice little additive to the game. They split up the level variety very well. You'll have a regular stage where you have to hit a bunch of switches and get to the end, and etc. And then you'll have another one where we played for a while. It was a lot of fun at the event. Was you are all in control of one. You're riding the back of a dinosaur down a river, and you're all in control of one character. So all of your inputs are being registered for one character. So you kind of have to use teamwork. But you know, when you have 4 people, there's definitely a rebel in the group who's breaking it for everyone.
Or 4 rebels.
Or then what happens? It's the reverse effect.
Yeah, well, yes.
You know, a lot of the old suits make a comeback. I actually haven't played it since that. I guess that's pretty bad, but I haven't played it since Extra Life 2 weeks ago. But overall, a really great experience. I think everyone had fun. It was good when I had 4 people there. It seems like the Wii U is the console to go to when you have friends over, which is something to say about it, right?
Yeah. That's fair.
Nintendo's always been best at local co-op.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They haven't figured out the online thing yet. They're I don't know if they have a strong opposition towards it or what, but their 3DS is more accessible online than their actual consoles.
No shit.
Isn't that funny? Like they just now merged your Wii U account with your 3DS account. Like, Jesus Christ, Nintendo. But definitely play Mario. Play Mario Wii U. Oh, did you guys see like the TV spots that they have for the Wii U? No. They have this one TV spot where they legitimately, someone from their Western marketing team must have been like, guys, we have to make people know that the Wii U is not the Wii. So there's this commercial where the kids are like, Mom, Dad, we want a Wii U. And they're like, you already have a Wii. And they're like, no, it's an upgrade. Like they very specifically make, you'll see them now and be like, oh my God.
I had to talk to someone at work recently, and I had to steer them away from this. And they're like, they want the Wii U. So am I buying the tablet thing? And I was like, no, this is a whole new system you're buying. They're like, no, I'm pretty sure it's just the tablet. And I'm like, no, trust me on this one.
I picture Josh, you to be some kind of like professional at a big desk in a dark, smoky room, you with a cigar, and woman comes in with her purse clutched in her hand, like, I heard you know stuff about video games, and you're like,
yeah, bring it on over here.
Sit down. What do you want to know? And she's like, so if I get the Wii, I just have to get the tablet. And you're like, put your hand on your head, and you're like, damn it, Ilsa, not another one of these.
I think it's better if the person comes in and the person's like, I heard you know everything about video games, and Josh is like, I don't know what you're talking about, and she has to like ask the right question.
She's like, they said to use the password Primal Rage. What do you want to know?
No, like you have to throw like some kind of currency on the thing. She's like, I'll pay, I don't know, good Microsoft points, and you're like,
Microsoft points are worthless now.
Get out of here. Oh.
What else? What about Zelda?
Bam, bam,
Best part of Zelda is cutting the grass, making a couple gems.
Josh, you digging Zelda or what?
I'm digging it. I am very much enjoying it.
Well, let's be specific. What's the name of the game? Thumper. No,
yeah,
what's the real?
A Link Between Worlds.
Ooh, wow. You know what's weird, bro? Is like the character's name is Link, but he's also like a Link.
Wow.
I never even thought of that.
That's
Holy shit.
Wait, didn't they do that already though? With a Link to the Past?
Oh my God. So how is it?
Yeah, this game actually feels a lot like Link to the Past, actually.
Well, it's a direct sequel to Link to the Past.
Well, no, but like we were saying earlier, it uses the exact same overworld in Hyrule.
Hyrule. Ocarina.
Okay, I'll just prove you wrong because there's Hyrule and Low Rule.
Yes.
Okay, so what would Low Rule be if it was? What did
It's Hyrule.
I can't even say it how you said it again.
Hyrule.
Hyrule. Play the Arcona in Hyrule.
Rule.
All right, we're done, Josh.
With Princess Zelda.
Princess Zelda.
Yeah, and so the mechanic that you brought up that you have issue with, which I totally agree, is that instead of finding items in a dungeon, you are now just renting them from some dude who just invited himself into your home.
He looks like Nabbit from Mario. Did anyone else make that connection?
No, I thought he kind of looked like the rabbits from Ubisoft.
Yeah,
kind of like those.
You don't know Nabbit then? You know who Nabbit is?
No, I don't know what this is.
Look up Nabbit when you can, and it seems like this character is making rabbit-like appearances in all these fucking games. But
he just invites himself in. He kind of asks if he can stay, and then you say he can stay in your house, and he fucking sets up shop. He starts running his merchant operations out of your house. I thought that was fucking skeezy.
Yeah, but that's that quirky thing because Link doesn't say any words. He kind of is.
Yeah.
Can you say no to him? Can you turn him down?
There are dialogue options to do it, but I'm sure that he just keeps pestering you until you say yes.
Or it'll be like, oh, well, that's okay. I'll just do it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, I was also saying earlier that I felt like this is the first big handheld Zelda game in a really long time. Like there have been handheld Zelda games, but they've never gotten the publicity and the press and the excitement behind them like this one has.
Have you seen those commercials on TV? The Zelda commercials?
No.
Really?
I'm watching the wrong TV, man.
Well, they have a Zelda commercial for this game for A Link Between Worlds, and it reminds me of like a Nintendo Power commercial from 1992.
Oh, that would have been about the right time.
Yeah, definitely watch TV and try to find that.
Watch
or
TV.
YouTube it.
Do I get
an
an achievement, an Xbox achievement if I find it?
Yeah, boop, boop, Nintendo achievement.
Oh,
They really
they don't have.
Yeah, why don't they do that? Dumb. Yeah, they're always they'll have it in about 3 or 4 years, just like internet.
Well, and specifically, one of the problems with renting equipment from this dude, this squatter who invites himself in, is that when you die, he sends his bird to come and repo your shit. And so you lose your stuff every time you die. And it's pretty easy. You can get your stuff back and then get back to where you were. And there's money everywhere in this game.
Yeah, I was loaded. I'm still okay. So it still runs that same Zelda progression, kind of, where okay, something bad happens, you have to get the 3 things, and then it opens up the world to get the other things. Right? You go through your dungeons or whatever, and you require certain items to get into certain dungeons. But this rabbit guy Josh is talking about can give you these items at any time for a price, as opposed to like going through a dungeon and getting the hook shot, or going through another dungeon and getting the boomerang. You have all this stuff at your disposal immediately.
So could you just go cut grass for 2 hours and then buy everything?
Yep. Which is silly to me, because it's like the whole point of Zelda. The one thing I really loved about Zelda is like going in, getting the compass, getting the map, and finding that dungeon item. You know, that was fun. Finding the boots or whatever the hell it was, the lens of truth. And that was Zelda for me. And now to find out that I can just get anything, whatever I want, kind of takes something away.
Yeah.
It also weirdly kind of leads to a confusing progression, because you're like, well, where do I go next? And ideally, you can go anywhere, but you need to make sure you have the right items to get there. So you can traverse half the map, get to like a dungeon. They're like, oh, by the way, you're going to need the fire rod to get in here. And you're like, well, great. Thanks for telling me now. I'll go back.
That's how Zelda always worked, though. Like, you can't get somewhere without going somewhere else first, because you need to get that item to get someplace else. But now that you can just buy the items, it kind of takes away like the
old Zeldas were much better about kind of directing you as to where to go next. Like, they'd be like, oh, you're going to need this. You should probably see this guy in this area.
Yeah, right.
But this one, they're just kind of like, nope, go back and buy something else, then come back here and try again.
And to get into the next dungeon, like, you'd use the tool that you just got in that dungeon.
Yeah.
But now it's like you can go to this dungeon without one of the items that you need, because you need to have it from this guy.
So you'll get like all the way through it and be like, shit, I don't have this. I got to go all the way back.
I mean, it's usually to enter the dungeon, but
okay.
still.
Right.
But also, they have a fast travel system that actually
that's nice.
works all right. Not that you really need it. I mean, running through Zelda is some of the best fun. But all the quirks are still there, right, Josh? Like all the Zora is there. They actually incorporate stuff from Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. There's some little Easter eggs. So Zelda through the ages, like, they definitely pay homage to
what I'm really loving about it is that Zelda is some of the best mix of combat and puzzling that I think video games ever do. Like,
that's the core.
Kind of the same way that Mario owns platforming, Zelda kind of owns this action adventure genre.
Right. I mean, all of the fun. This game is great. Everything I've said before, it's like, that's not what Zelda's really about. That's kind of the icing on top. What Josh is talking about now, like, makes this game great.
Exactly. And as soon as you start getting into that swing of it, of like going into a dungeon and like starting to think critically, you're like, okay, how do I get to this thing? I know I need to get to, this chest, or I know I need to get to this switch. And Zelda does this amazing thing. Nintendo's actually great about this in general, is they give you just enough of like the carrot. They dangle the carrot in front of you, so you want to get to the next room and you feel like you can figure it out, but it still feels challenging and rewarding when you do it. Doesn't feel like they're necessarily showing you the way. They're just kind of giving you enough hints that you can make your own deductions. They're phenomenal at that, and Zelda's always been really good at that.
Yeah, for Zelda fans, this is totally a must play. Greg, I'll let you borrow my 3DS. You should definitely play it.
Excellent.
Fucking excellent. Excellent.
It's also very much that Zelda game to whet your appetite after coming off of Skyward Sword to whatever, they will be doing on the Wii U.
There hasn't been a Zelda game since like Majora's Mask, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, they're all dead in the water to you?
Yeah, for the most part. I tried Twilight Princess. I didn't get all the way through it. I played some of the handheld ones. They just didn't do it for me. But this is the first one in a long while that actually feels like a Zelda game. So, Greg, definitely, I know you're a fan of Zelda, obviously.
Yeah.
Most of us are. Definitely play this one. I'll let you borrow it.
Excellent.
Excellent.
It's also nice to have a video game that you can play. Obviously you can snap TV now with Xbox, but I can just play this while watching football games, or that's my favorite thing when I'm playing handheld games. I can do them while I'm doing other things.
Speaking of handhelds, the only game I haven't touched in this big launch of all these huge titles is Tearaway.
Me either. Which is crazy.
We have to get on that because that's probably going to be good. I might wait though.
I'm saving it for Christmas. That's my goal.
There's a lot to catch up on. That's that. So, Greg, you're going to pick up some Dead Rising.
I'm going to get Dead Rising, but I have something here.
What do you got?
I got my top 10 list.
Oh, you really do?
Oh!
Are you bullshitting me?
Dude, I have a list.
Oh, Greg's got a top 10 list. All right, we'll close out on Greg's top 10. I didn't think he was prepared,
Wrong.
but he totally is. Excellent.
Wrong.
Excellent.
Wrong.
All right, everyone. Tune in, listen in, gather around the fire. Greg is going to give us his top 10 games.
Introducing my top 10 last generation console games / computer games.
Greg, take it away.
Number 10. Now, I had a hard time with number 10 because I wanted to put Kentucky Route Zero on my list. Everyone knows I love Kentucky Route Zero, but I don't feel like it's appropriate because the game is not complete yet. So I decided to not put it on my list.
That's the honorable mention it deserves.
I was going to put it on as 10 just because it's not done yet, but I love it, but I'm not even going to put it on there. I'm going to put games that I finished and played all the way through. So number 10, I'm putting Limbo.
Good choice.
Nice.
I like it.
Now, I really enjoy side-scroll puzzle games, especially I'm also very into artistic style in games, almost more than the games themselves sometimes, and Limbo nails that. And it was just a lot of fun. I played through it multiple times.
Yeah, that's definitely like the dark ominousness that you are into with some styles.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Number 9, Crackdown.
Oh, shit. Dropping some Crackdown
Crackdown was a freaking... We bought this game because we got early access to Halo 3. But turns out we played a lot of Crackdown in college, and I had a lot of fun. That was the first time I played in an open world with friends, cool superpowers, and we played the shit out of that game.
Hell yeah.
That was fun.
Number 8.
Number 8. Portal 2.
Nice. I think we all have Portal on our lists.
Portal 2.
I like Portal 2.
It's just... I love puzzle games, so it's a great puzzle game, but the dialogue in it was so good, the voice acting was so good, and it was a lot of fun.
This is the part where he kills you.
Yeah. Number 7, Halo ODST.
Yeah, some ODST love.
I had to pick a Halo game, and my favorite Halo game was ODST.
Little smooth jazz.
The whole way it feels going through it, the narrative of it's so nice, the music, the tone, it just feels like a more story-driven, like you're more part of the story.
It was something different.
It was dark.
Yeah, it was great.
And
it has some Nathan Fillion in it.
Yeah.
So that's good.
I just like the city. I like the way everything felt.
I pretended for a while that it was Firefly when I was playing as...
oh, yeah.
What the hell's his name? Not important. Go ahead.
Number 6, Skyrim.
Wow, I thought that was going to be higher up for you.
Well, I had a dilemma with this. So number 6 is Skyrim. My next games after the 6 point, they're all really good games, and the reason why Skyrim didn't make the top 5 was just because I'm gonna get shit for having 2 of these games in the top 5. I know it, and that was my dilemma, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, all right, so Skyrim, we already talked about it in the list. It's an amazing game. I still play it now. Good job with that game. Okay, number 5. This one I'm gonna get shit for because it's a trick.
I did a trick last week.
It's a trick. The orange box.
Okay.
That is a trick.
That is a trick.
It's a good trick, but that's definitely a trick.
I got Portal 1. I got Half-Life 2. I got Half-Life 2 Episode 1, and I got Team Fortress. So I tricked you guys. I got all of them in there.
All right. So, you're allowed a couple of tricks per list.
And if you weren't going to give me that, if you were going to say no, you can't have that.
You say Half-Life.
No, I was actually going to remove the whole thing from the list and put Rainbow Six Vegas in there. So...
Okay.
But actually, it's funny.
Rainbow Six Vegas.
Actually, what's funny is Rainbow Six Vegas is not on the list.
Wow. So it doesn't even belong in 7.
Right.
They're so pissed. Rainbow Six Vegas is just sitting there being like, "Oh, fuck you, man. Yeah. We're 6 and then we're booted completely."
I know. It's that or nothing. No, it was 5. So number 4 is Borderlands 2.
Yeah. Okay. There's some controversy with this one because after I did my list, Greg was like, "Borderlands 2, bro," and I was like, Borderlands 2 is on my list too, but it's there in heart somewhere. It's like a Roman numeral below one of the numbers.
John, we know that your list was an agonizing gruel of a task.
I made my list very quickly. Borderlands 2, it was easier to make my list also because I heard all of your lists, so I could see what we missed and what we got, so I can kind of...
Yeah.
Anyway, Borderlands 2, we put so many hours in that game, and it was so much fun playing with other people, and the expansions were really great. And,
a lot of laughs, too.
That's just a good balance of fun and gaming, so there's that. Number 3... Fallout New Vegas.
Oh, you got a double Fallout hanging. New Vegas.
So New Vegas, a lot of people didn't put on their list because they put Fallout 3 on their list. But New Vegas, I can't not put it in my top 3. I probably spent 200 hours in that world. I played the shit out of it. I played every expansion, and I loved it. It's like playing Fallout 3 for me. The environment wasn't... You know what? I say the environment wasn't as good as Fallout 3, but it was different, and I liked it. Like, I liked that whole Vegas-y kind of like cool world, and like... I really enjoyed like the lore of everything.
And now Rainbow Six Vegas is like, yo, what the fuck, bro? Vegas? Like, it's messed up, man.
Yeah. So number 3 is Rainbow Six Vegas.
This is interesting. Number 2, whatever this one's going to be.
Number 2, because it opened me up to indie games, and it opened me up into side scroll puzzle games, and it was just when I was playing this game, I was telling people who already knew about it just because it was just so amazing. I couldn't shut up about Braid.
Braid. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Braid's great.
So Braid was definitely one of my favorite games, and I played it multiple times, and I was just so blown away by the thought that goes into the mechanics in those games. Like, I can't even imagine coming up with, when you get to those later levels and you have to create, the time of yourself doing something and then redo. I mean, it's just like so intricate and amazing, and makes you think like no other game, I think, makes you think. So I gave that my number 2 spot.
And number 1, we all know Gregg's number 1.
On 3, everybody. 1, 2, 3. Fallout 3. So, Fallout 3, I remember getting that game and not knowing what it was. And sitting down and being like, okay, this is cool, going through it. And then the vault opens up, and I look at the map, and I look at this world, and I'm like, I can walk anywhere. I can just go do anything, and there's buildings everywhere, and you walk through them, and there's like stories being told everywhere, in every building, in every city, in every little thing. Like the amount of time and effort that goes into making thousands of little stories that, like, maybe your average gamer would skip over and just play the 8-hour story. Like, for me, I spent so much time in Fallout 3, multiple times, different characters, good character, bad character, middle character. I played all the expansions multiple times. The expansions were so good. They were so good. There's some stories like there was one where you go to this town, and this town, it has these 2 superheroes. It's the
Ant-Man,
the ant guy, and the robot guy.
Yeah.
And you have to deal with because they're fighting all the time. And it's like this one little town in the middle of nowhere who has like this unique, like they were able to create superheroes because there's nothing else happening. So there's that whole thing to me, and you have to choose sides and pick which superhero. Like, and then there's like the Republic of Dave, I think it was called, where you have to rig the election. Yeah. And there's just so much like little things happening in that world that have nothing to do with the main game. You don't even have to do any of it. And if you don't explore, you fuck up because you don't realize it. Like, if I didn't explore and I just played that game, I would be less of a person right now.
I remember the first time Gregg started playing Fallout 3, and I came over his house, and he just had a minigun, and he was eating a person. And I was like, "Oh yeah, what are you doing?"
My first character was evil. I couldn't help like having that option. That them being like, "Well, you can blow up this whole city that you thought was going to be like your main city that you stayed at the whole time. Right now, you can fucking blow it up." And you meet the guy. He's like Slugworth sitting in the corner at this bar in Megaton, and he's like, "Well, listen to me. I'm going to need you to do something for me." And you're like, "All right, sure. I don't know what I'm doing right now." He's like, "You have to go arm that bomb and blow up this whole city and kill everyone in it." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to do that." So I go to Tenpenny Towers, and it's just like so cool. You blow it up, and you see the mushroom cloud in the distance, and then you can't go there ever again.
That's what
you
catches
can't go
you on this
there
game.
ever
Is
again.
like you think that, let me roll it back, see what happens the other way. There's got to be a way I can get that back, but there was choice with huge consequence in that game.
Yeah, you also figure like, oh well, maybe I'll get up there, and something's going to happen that doesn't let me blow it up. because this is a huge city in the game. Maybe they're not going to let me destroy it. The bomb's not going to work, and I'm going to fight my way out of this building. If you don't know anything about these games, that's possible that could happen. But
you can kill a main character in the game.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're dead.
It ruined the game for you.
And you can take all their stuff, but then the game's broken.
You can't. It doesn't break, but it stops you from playing certain things and doing certain things and accessing certain places. So I did find in the end that the game is most fun played as a good character, but it's still interesting that you have a choice. So yeah, Fallout 3. If you don't play this game, you're an idiot.
You can get it for like $4.
You can get the Game of the Year edition that has all of the expansions included in it for like nothing at GameStop. So
you know what's awesome? It's like all three of us have very different games for our favorite games.
Yeah.
And
no, I was going to say, those are like the 3 lists that are very good, but very different, and that's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. I mean, Josh, Mass Effect, me with BioShock, and Greg with Fallout. Like, they're just very...
But those are also super iconic games of this generation.
Oh, absolutely. But there's also a lot more games that we can pick from.
Oh, shit. I didn't put BioShock 2 on my fucking list.
Well, BioShock Infinite.
Infinite. Well, I liked the second BioShock.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a least popular. Well, you probably enjoyed Minerva's Den.
Yeah.
That would
But also talking about, like, you can look at the indie games that we picked. Like, I picked Journey as like the indie game that really, stuck out on my list, and Greg chose Braid, and to have those different, there's different games in all of those lists. It's really fantastic.
No, definitely great lists by both you guys. I thought those were awesome. There's definitely, I mean, I've never finished the Mass Effect trilogy. I still need to do that. There's games that I'm sure I need to get to, and Josh, I'm sure you need to get to, and Greg, I'm sure you need to get to. But for the choices that we made for what we've played, I mean, those are our games. Damn, I'm getting blown up right now. Got the BioShock noise. Oh, I don't know. My friend's actually hitting me up right now, telling me about problems with the cloud on Xbox. Like, you should go to Josh. You should go to Josh's dark room. Like, Josh, I brought you Microsoft points. But yeah, guys, those lists were awesome. And I think we should, before the end of the year, Josh said that we should come up with some just this year stuff, as well as like favorite DLCs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. Greg, I'm glad you put that together. That was awesome.
No problem. I'm really upset that I left BioShock off my list.
That's okay. You can just replace that and try to get Rainbow Six Vegas in there somewhere.
Just tell them to go sit next to Rainbow Six Vegas. Just go over there by Rainbow Six.
I'm thinking about it now. I'm like, well, Crackdown or BioShock. But actually, you know what? Crackdown's okay in there because it's unique out of all our lists, and it's interesting.
Well, see, that's the problem when you're thinking of these lists. You're like, I have to make it well-rounded. It can't just be like everything I love. I mean, that's why that's why you lumped Orange Box and why I lumped BioShock and why Josh, well, I think you actually said Mass Effect 3, right, Josh? Or 2?
No, I said Mass Effect 2, yeah.
But you can just as easily
I could lump that whole trilogy in there.
Right, so we all cheated a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have to have Borderlands in mine.
No, you can't. It's too late.
See, now what do we do?
You don't like that game.
Said it. It is now, like, you have said it on a podcast. It's a moment in time.
John hates Borderlands.
Let him know.
Come on, Claptrap. You know I love you.
Whoa, Claptrap.
Wow, hey, minion. Woo. All right, I think that's going to do it for us this week, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Josh.
Yeah.
We love you,
Deuces,
brother.
Yo, I love you.
Oh, things got weird. Greg, thanks for hanging out,
My
broski.
pleasure. My pleasure.
I appreciate
everybody.
Pillow Greg. Go back to sleep. I appreciate all the participation this week, Greg.
I took drugs before I came on here, so
yeah, I gave them to him. So I'm John Azalona. Check us out at theawaycast.com, awaycast.com. Follow YouTube, like blah 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 blah. We have stuff coming up. I'm gonna show me getting a pie in the face pretty soon. I hope as soon as I get that footage over from me to Greg. And we haven't posted many videos from next gen stuff, but I hope that's gonna change pretty soon. We have to do a couple of playthroughs. They're not gonna be any amazing frogs, but they're going to be something. So thanks for hanging out, guys. Talk to you next week.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.